Hello everyone, welcome. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Alright. Let's do a quick test. I'm pretty sure I fixed it. How's the frames look? Looks about as good as it has always been. Yup, surely. CPU is running at a mild 70%. Which is definitely still higher than I expect, but you know, we're fine. It's not at 100. I'm pretty sure I fixed it. So what I found is when I can actually toggle it on and off now, right? Alright, check this out. So see, like, it's not stuttering here. Yesterday when I was in, what was it, Arteria, and I was doing this, you can see like every individual frame. It would be really funny if I toggle this and then it just crashes my stream. If I do it like this. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that slideshow. You can see it's like so slow. You can see my mouse stuttering. There you go. I found the fix. The fact that I can turn it on and off means that I know exactly what it is. Hello, Asti. Hydrate. Thank you. So what it turned out was it's trying to take footage from my Switch. Because I was thinking, like, what was new about the setup, and it's the Switch. So it was trying to read data from the Switch, the capture card. But for whatever reason, when I restarted my computer, it wouldn't read it until I restarted my OBS. Then it will start reading it. That's why it was, yeah, kind of jank. Ring Fit tomorrow. Unfortunately, that is actually the case. Yo, look at this peak outfit. Yeah. Oh, another thing is, I tried messing around with my camera options. I tried to brighten it up a little bit because it seemed a little dark on my side. So I need your opinions, guys. You guys gotta be... We're at the optometrist now, you know? If you guys have ever, like, got your glasses fixed. Let's see. Will it actually show? Does it change live? It does. So this is what it's like by default. I just, like, brightened it up a little bit. I don't know if this is too much or too little. What do you guys think? Because this is what it's usually like by default. It's quite dark, right? That's just the footage straight from the webcam. So I just like brightened it up a little bit. Is this better or worse? Because if it's worse, then I'll just leave it off and I'll adjust it another time. Does make my forehead glow like Saren's beams of light, but you know, it's fine. It is what it is. Alright. So there's two things I need to do. First thing, I need to figure out my CR. Because these heaps of stuff is expiring today. So if I go have a look here, I need to find out just how much EXP do I need to get to 260 on this character. So for a mag pot right here, I get 83%. Is this enough for me to use 3 mag pots and get to 260? Because like, I get 83% here. Hello, Yuki Bum. How are you doing? And then it's another 70% at 255. I think it's okay, right? It should be okay. I think 3 should be enough. Oh well, if the math doesn't check out, then I'll worry about that later. So give me this. How much EXP is that? Yeah. Wait. 63%. That's not what these say. Oh, it's because... Wait. Are these numbers different? Yo, hold up. No, I'm just a little dumb. Well, it's fine. I'm gonna use all 3 of these anyway. Oh, actually, might be enough. Ah, come on. What is this? I'm off by like 2%. Ah, great. How am I supposed to get 2%? Wait. Can I get... Is there anything left here that I haven't claimed? Do these give any... Node stones? Node stones. Node stones. Aha! I could have saved a little bit. You guys thought. Yeah, you thought. You thought I miscalculated. I almost did. It still gives a lot of EXP. It was 5,000, 20%. Okay. Now, I might as well actually claim all the stuff. How do I do my job advance? Alright, do I have to do like the happy Erda thing? I have to kill one happy Erda? You still do? Oh man. I'm gonna get killed by that one happy Erda. Alright. And I also still have the hyper burning track, so I can actually still make this character somewhat strong. I hope you die in-game. That is crazy. I hope my seer starts gapping people. It's only a matter of time until I pick this character up. You know, I was actually doing a little bit of thinking here because I have an extra vac pet basically, right? That I can transfer before the end of the cash shop transfer. And I can put it onto one more branch. And I am thinking between Shine and Heroes. Because I'm going to play Arel, and if I like Arel, I'm going to put it there. And then, well, I have to guess, right? It's just a gamble. I can either put it onto my Seer, and then, you know, when I play my Arel, transfer it out. Eventually, I'll have like access to a vac pet. But then, what about my Heroes? Because I could have thought of, you know, I thought about playing Heroes. Guild Wars 2 has absorbed your mental fortitude. That's fair. I mean, I actually quite like Guild Wars 2 as a game. So, you know, if I had to choose between Challenger World and Guild Wars 2, this is a bit of a hard question. Ah, you know what? At least the 5th job is a lot easier. You just needed to talk to a bunch of people. You get someone to gamble. You get to gamble. Oh, wait. Like somebody pays for me to gamble? I don't know about that one. Level 260 dying to a happy Erda? You never know. You never know. But yeah, I'm gonna claim all the rewards here and then just like try to send the symbols as far as they can. Just like roughly equal across all of them. And then, you know, maybe one day I'll come back to the Seer, because I can see that happening. I'll play my Arel first. And then, when we're done with Arel, and we want to start making our second page, Seer will probably be on that list. Because, yeah. That would make sense. Get this light bulb off my head. Not Grandis. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. So I might leave a vac pet on my Seer. Might. But I'm not so sure. I don't know. Melvin has done some devious things to my account. That's all I can say. Alright, will this happy Urda kill me? Surely not, right? Level 260? Holy, look at the damage. Should probably have put some more points into my skills, maybe. I don't know what any of these buttons do. But I'm sure it will help if I actually put stuff in here. I'm pretty sure I get some items as well. That will help. Let's see. Hyperburninator. Let's see. I get this. What's this? Hell yeah. CRA gear. That's an upgrade. It's a shame that I can't really do much with this. But I'll just wear it. It's fine. Alright, surely this is better. Oh, all the ones that I tried to kill, they despawned. Oh, so much better. Look at that. Easy. Wasn't even worried. How do I get back? Can I just hand it in here? Nice. Now. Can this... What? I'm gonna walk back. You know, the teleport length is not bad here. Wait, how do I get to this? Ah, such a walk. Oh my god, that's far. Can I just pay for it? Do I have money? I have 700k. Oh, hell nah. Do I have anything in my storage I can sell? I need 5 mil for a rock. How do I... Where's my boss tab? Am I blind? I know the planner, I usually like to put it here. Bosses. There it is. Alright. I'm gonna quickly do a Zachem run. the Friday boxes? You know, I considered that, but the thing about the Friday boxes is that you get like, what? A couple 100k per box or something? It's pretty sad. Surely this is easier, right? Can I sell it here? Sell crystals. Oh man, it's only 3 mil. Gotta do another boss. Can I even just kill this thing? Oh hell no, normal Magnus is kinda strong. Maybe it is the boxes. Maybe it's a Friday box angle. I'm not killing Magnus. Which one's the Friday one? Can you also move some? I could. Wait, how many? I could just open all of them. Open 63. That's a lot easier than I remember. Did I get a badge? Doesn't look like I got a badge, guys. Why do I have wealth pots on this character? How'd that even happen? Haha. I should have opened the boxes from the beginning. For some reason, I thought you'd had to, you had to do the thing, one at a time. Do I need to do anything here? What? What do I do? Oh, I have to put on the stupid symbol, don't I? Is this it? Oh. Did I even need the teleport rock? Is it this guy? It's been a while. Skip. 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 Should probably copy paste this. Save myself some time. We're doing it. Just collecting everything. Oh. I don't need to do my 6th job, because I can wait for that. Can I do it for the fans? Hell no. You can get 100% drop coupons on the Friday boxes. Oh, so that's where the wealth came from. Right, that would make sense. Let's see. That's that. What else? Hello, Tolls. How you doing? There we go. Now we have Sacred Force. Skip this. And then the 6th job thing is where we're at. Easy. Now I need to claim everything. That's very fun. This is the fun part of MapleStory here. Is there a claim all button? Last day to claim rewards. Oh. Oh no, I have to do everything one at a time. Do I still need charm to open my my thing? Wait. All the items that I claimed on the Hyperburn, did they all go away? Not the Hyperburn, the Goddess Pass. All these things I claimed for like the tickets and stuff. They probably did, right? All these symbols that I claimed here. That's okay, it's only a few symbols. It opens automatically with 30. Ah, okay, so you don't have to do the quest. So I still need it. Alright, let's keep claiming our items. So many buttons to click. That's the hyperburning outfit, don't need that. Infinite flame, sure. Actually give you a lot of symbols here. Whoa, level 5 symbol. What the hell? That's crazy. Ooh, fragments. Unique pot scrolls. Alright, is there anything here like I actually need? Okay, that one I'll claim. I guess I'll claim all these 200 plus ones. They do give a decent amount. Huh. Alright. Well, this doesn't help. Let's put this... I'm just gonna put the the class-specific skills and stuff in. I'm just gonna combine them for now. Let's see, that's fine. I just need to open everything. That's all I need to do. I don't need to do anything fancy. Just open everything. Reduce the nodes. What are my boost nodes for Sia? I guess it doesn't matter anyway. Pretty soon they're gonna change this system. I just need to create space. So I can open my EXP nodes and such. Alright, there we go. Nope, we're not done yet. Oh no, I have so many nodes. Ah, goddess. Fountain. Put all the decents in, you can reset it later. Is that how it works? You know, I'm not gonna not think about it. Just chuck them in. Who cares? I have like infinite nodes anyway. Why am I being stingy? I'll just chuck everything in. I just enhance all. Alright, now we got space again. No, we do not have space again. This is just so many boost nodes. Oh, do you know why? It's because I have all these EXP nodes. I should just use them. Doesn't matter. I'll just level them all up. You know, I should have just put it all into my holy symbol. That's something that I usually do. Oh, thank you for the follow. That's okay. I'm just trying to get rid of my my stuff here. I'm not trying to like actually play Sia right now. Sorry to disappoint if you're expecting me to play Sia. I'm just trying to make sure that nothing expires. So I'm just trying to claim everything. Just trying to claim everything right now. Not actually to play this character. Okay. Holy. Spawns in with a lot of arcane force. How many things do we have here? It would be funny if I just full sent it into one. Nah, that'd be kind of bad. Alright, this thing, Dom Pendant, sure. Can't have two of the same thing? What? Ah. I could actually give this character Absolabs. I also have some arcane armor boxes. You know, why not? We'll give it some arcanes. Let's see. We'll give it a glove. And give it a shoe. Wow, so powerful. Unique emblem. Do I have an emblem? I do. Sometimes I always forget that they give you like the actual quest for it, whatever. I don't know how long it's been since they removed that. Yo, 6% damage, 9% int gains. Alright, how many symbols do I have here? Does it tell me? 1,110. Well, that is conveniently divisible by 6. 185 each. Okay. Esfera, 185. Moras, 185. When is Challenger World 3? It will be in like 2 days. Roughly 2 days. Alright. That's all of those. Did I claim everything? Looks like it. This is just the outfit, but I'll just get it so then it goes away. Alright, done. That's all claimed. This is all claimed. I think I claimed everything here. That's like who cares about these things, right? Like these are whatever. What about this? I mean, I guess I could grab these, but I won't start my 6th job anyway. No, I don't have login rewards. That's paid. All right, cool. That's everything then. Been farming for 30 minutes without fams. that is a classic feels bad moment. That's for sure. Yeah, how long does this even last? Lasts a week. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, all good. Going to bed. Alright, good night, Pash. Thanks for dropping by, dude. And I will worry about the seer another time. Nice. At least I claimed everything that I wanted to do. $40 streak in 10 months? Oh, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. You're also mentally preparing. True. Are you ready to be my duo for Challenger World 3? Did I play Classic MapleStory? Well, not during the beta, but like Classic MapleStory in the sense I played way back in the day. I don't remember very much of it, but I remember just having fun doing random things in that game. So, kind of looking forward to trying out actual Classic MapleStory just for fun. I don't know how long I'll stay with it because obviously I'm very much more invested in this version. So, yeah. Let's see if I can proper 3-line something. Maybe this one. Just had some random cubes from the Mystic Frontier. Alright, nothing. Alright. Cool. I think that's just about everything with the event anyway. Should probably spend the rest of the credits as well. Only have 3 credits left. So, I could... Let's see. I still have a decent amount of coupons. So maybe I might end up spending these on sauna tickets. Because these expire soon. Did I do this in yet? Yep, already did that. Nope. These are all claimed, but this is just like that whatever thing. That's done, that's done. Don't care about that. What's this thing? Oh yeah, those are the cosmetics. This. Claimed everything. I can transfer this later. Okay. Looks like I've just about claimed everything. Now we can just pretty much just wait until the new update now. I can just grind all the way to the new update, which is only a few days. Let's extract some fams here to start. If I do this now, then I don't have to do it in a bit. Patch notes in a few hours? No, I doubt it. Will probably be like tomorrow. They usually release the patch notes about a day before the patch. Like, literally last moment sort of thing. And they release patch notes usually around reset as well. So I wouldn't expect any patch notes just yet. No, I'll pop the Rune of Blessing in a bit. It'll take a little bit of time for them to release the patch notes. Tends to be kind of slow. I should have waited for the rune before I popped my booster, to be honest. Not my booster, the other thing. Is having 3 needed or 1 fine? 1 is probably mostly fine. I think a lot of people also opt to go for 2, depending on like what map they're farming on. Like I know in this map, I personally prefer 2, because the meso gets kind of, or the drops get clumped up like right here, and having 2 makes it just more consistent to farm nicer. But in terms of like, is it mandatory? Nah. I'd say like, until you hit 290, I hear a lot of people in 290 prefer having multiple vac pets, but before then I haven't really heard people being like, oh yeah, you have to have it or anything. It's just quality of life. Because the more vac pets that you have, the lazier the looting is, right? Because you have 3 characters or 3 pets that can just zoom all the meso into you. But if you don't mind just like looting a bit slower, then 1 vac pet will probably get you where you need to be. And I wouldn't worry about it too much. What am I gonna pick? I'll be playing Arel for Challenger World 3. That's gonna be the main thing, and I'm gonna try to still push my Kanna alongside that. We'll see how sustainable that is in terms of playtime. And depending on like how ambitious I am, I might also start working on some other characters as well. Because, yeah, just... the Monster Park thing, I think... I didn't really want to do that many Monster Park runs originally. I was only going to do the 7 Monster Park runs on my Kanna, because it's like my main. And I wanted to do 7 Monster Park runs on my Errol, so then I can prog in Challenger World. I didn't really consider using any more of those runs, because you can get up to 14 per world, right? It's a lot of Monster Park, and I'm not really a Monster Park enjoyer. But it does enable me to kind of make more content by making more characters. So maybe I'll do that. Ofander, when did your streak die? I'm not sure. You know, the summer countdown mag pots are going to be claimable. Just the right side ones. So everything on the left side here, after today, this will go away, basically. I'm pretty sure. And then, these ones you can claim. I think that's what happened last time. I don't think you could use those. Does it say here? Yeah, I mean the date is here. And they all expire, yeah, they all expire in like 24 hours basically. So all the things on the left side you have to use before the reset. That's why I chucked it in on my seer just then. Because didn't really have many other things I need to put on it. And now I can not worry about anything and just prep for the next thing. Challenger World in a few days. What time is server reset? So it resets at 0 UCT. Which would have been about 4.5 hours. 4 hours and 45 minutes ago, roughly. How good is Kanna's interaction with Janice? Are skills AFK Dusk, or is it ball farming only? So you can kind of upkeep Dusk by just holding down this button. Oh, this one here. Spinning Strike has a long enough or short enough cooldown where you can just hold it down and it will consistently keep being used to proc Dusk. But the problem with Kanna isn't like upkeeping the Dusk necessarily, it's the damage that Dusk does. It's pretty poor because Kanna's final damage is really low. Like the actual stat final damage for Kanna is low. That's the reason why I'm not Dusk farming at the moment. It's just my Kanna just can't. That's why I'm using the balls. I don't know if that's going to be an issue in Challenger World if you buy passes. I think for one of the passes it gives you 200% 200% normal mob damage. That might be okay, but for me, like, I show this all the time. Like, my combat power, 154, and I can't one-shot with my Dusk. I can't one-shot with my Dawn. I can't one-shot with anything. It's just the final damage is a bit sad. It is what it is. If you are actually keen on pushing your Kanna to, like, say, 280, 285, 10 Soul Janus is probably worth going for. Going for 20 is up to you. It's definitely more valuable for 20 Janus if you are pushing past, like, Carsion, let's say. Like, if you want to farm in Carsion, 3 Janus Orbs is pretty good. You don't get free Janus this Challenger World? Yeah, we don't get level 30 Janus for free. Main on Cross, 10? Yeah. In that case, if you really enjoy Kanna, I think 10 is, like, absolutely fine. You can also leave it at 1. See how your damage is first, I'd say. Like, if you are able to Dusk farm with just level 1, or Dawn farm with just level 1, that's what you need, right? If it's not your main. Hope we get Goddess Pass. Yeah, we'll see if we get another season of Goddess Pass. There's so many passes already. I wouldn't be surprised if they just added another one, you know? What's another one? Are there any placeable summons? No. Kanna has, like, her own class summons, but they kind of just teleport around and do stuff. You know, you just... All these mobs on the bottom layer that are dying is just kind of random. Would they double stack Goddess and Shine Pass at the same time? I wouldn't know. Gonna hit the skills anywhere? Yeah, kinda. I'd say that Kanna's farming is, like, reasonably flexible. I'm just kind of doing the same thing every other class does because I know that the summons will cover a good chunk of the map. But there are probably other ways that you could farm top deck 6, for example. Will they have another Goddess Pass? I'm not sure. I don't think it was in the test server, right? The test server is not, like, going to be the final version that we get anyway. So we'll just have to wait and see. Assume patch notes come out next reset? Yeah, roughly. Probably within the next 20 hours is when we'll get the patch notes. Wouldn't expect to get it today. Nexon is very last minute with their patch notes. Literally, like, the day before the patch or the day of the patch is when they drop it. Well, at least the day of the maintenance. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that I just got my Seer to 260 and I don't need to use any Monster Park runs on it. Because I was kind of worried that the 3 mag pots weren't going to be enough. It was almost not enough. Maybe I could have saved myself a mag pot if I realized I had the 5,000 EXP vouchers earlier, but that's okay. It's all good. I'm not going to be playing my Seer anytime soon anyway. How many C10 mules am I running? At the moment, 11. Well, it's like I have 5 Legion champs and 6 C10 mules. And that's all I run. I technically have like a 12th character I could run, but he's kind of weak. So I only use him to carry my friends if they need it. burned Moshwan and you just left it at 260. That's fair. AKA Taku. True. It actually is. I got him a book last week. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. And then this week, I got him a continuous 4. That was a good drop. Well, rather, I got him a ring box and he opened a continuous 4. How many BM runs? Maybe 10? Yeah, 10 out of the 11 of the... 10 out of 11. One of the characters is on the weaker side, and I don't really think I can 1-burst P1, so I haven't really even attempted it. Could be a fun series, a handful at the same time. It could be an interesting idea. It would just be like filler content though. It'd just be like, oh yeah, let's just like pick up this character, see what I can do with it. Becomes insane. It's all relative. It's all relative. I think in terms of my weekly income, it's about 70 bill if I do everything. And then if you include my Black Mage runs, so my Black Mage is already 50 bill a month. So you add that on top of like 70 a week. How much is that? 330 mil, or 330 bill a month, roughly. Yeah, it gets the job done. It's nice just having like this money to do whatever I want in terms of progging characters and stuff. Super chill. See tennies to Enser and E Carlos. Some of them already do. That's why I say I have 5 Legion champs. It's a bit of a jump, but the main reason that I don't really want to do that is because of dailies. There's a lot of dailies I'd have to do to get the characters to that point. I only do 1 set of dailies a day. It's just 1 character. I just work on my Kanna. I do these dailies, and that's it when it comes to it. I don't do more than 1. When I come to the Challenger World, I'll do 2, 1 for RL and 1 for this character. And even then, like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. How many Monster Park runs? Or 28? Oh no, I'm not running 28 Monster Parks. 14 at least, because, you know, 7 on this character, 7 on RL. And then probably, maybe another 7 afterwards. Just to get some more 260 characters. It's like future planning sort of things. Like, I might run on my Pathfinder, but the problem is, right, I actually don't mind running Monster Park that much on characters that are 260 and beyond, because they have Dusk, right? Dusk makes a big difference in Monster Park. So for the characters that are under level 260, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy doing it. You're going to get them to 260 the old-fashioned way? I'm only going to do Monster Park to 260. On like random characters, if I even feel like doing Monster Park. It's a big if, because I'm not that big of a fan of Monster Park in the first place. I'm very lazy when it comes to Monster Park. But if you're talking about my Hyperburn, I'll probably just mostly do dailies and such to 260. I don't really see myself grinding, unless I really get like into playing RL. But I think ideally I don't do any grinding to 260. You got main and second main? Yeah. Pretty much, right? But for me, I don't even know if I'll do the second Monster Park runs on my main server. Is this the new spot because the other one ran out of burning? No, so it's because I hit... Oh, pardon me. I left the level range. So if you're within 1 level of the mob, you gain a EXP multiplier. And it's a pretty significant EXP multiplier. So in the old map I was in, these guys only leveled 281. So once I went to 283, I lost that bonus. So even with burning, even with 100% burning, it's less EXP than where I am here because this place is level 284. If that makes sense. That's why you like players will try to farm usually in the same level range, like within one level. Then you get like an EXP multiplier that's slightly bigger. Like you still get an EXP multiplier in the other maps, but it's less than it would be if you were within one level. So yeah, when I did the math for it, also taking into account that this map has better kill rates as well. Yeah, this place is better. Just strictly better. Because I was mostly looking at the EXP number. I obviously would get more frags farming in an 18k map, but I was farming in the old one because of EXP. I'm gonna be here for a while. Like, I'm gonna be here until 285, unfortunately. So, this is where my jail time begins. Which class do you think will clear HKai first? Well, hard to say, because we don't know if there's going to be a Goddess Pass. If there is no Goddess Pass, I can see Arel realistically being the first one, just because it will have, like, the Arel players will inherently have more EXP. So, yeah, realistically, Arel is what I expect to clear first, but that's also assuming that, like, the class is pretty solid. We'll just see. There is also a very fair chance that, despite that, nobody can clear it until they get liberated. Because the Genesis weapon is quite a lot of damage, right? I don't know what the damage requirement exactly is for Hard Kai and whether it's clearable without the Genesis weapon. But it helps a lot when people have the Genesis weapon, right? You'll probably see a lot of people clearing it once liberation happens for these characters, because I think if you solo C10 and then do 2 Black Mage runs or something like that, you're able to liberate like in 2.5 weeks basically. It's pretty crazy fast. So who knows, maybe the EXP doesn't matter and everyone's just damage gated. It's around hard Seren level? Yeah. So it's a matter of like how fast can you even get to that point. Like, Arel has the advantage of the levels, but will those levels be significant enough to clear without the Genesis weapon? That's the question, right? So, if, let's say, like, Arel is able to use that level gap to clear Hard Kai before Genesis, then obviously the class has a clear advantage, right? In this aspect. But if you need a Genesis weapon to have enough damage to comfortably clear Kai, then it's fair game everywhere. Hoping we get a free 30-day vac pet? Yeah, I hope so too. Do you think it's doable with burning gear plus rentals? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think you get like full access to you get full access to your burning gear pretty early, don't you? Don't you? Well, you get to 19 star pretty quickly from what I remember. And then to get to the 22 star, you have to clear, is it Easy Adversary? Something like that. Easy Adversary is definitely more... It's definitely doable. Like, with just the 19 star gear. You're gated by the Challenger quest? Oh, is that how it works? I see. So you basically liberate the same time you get the 22 star gear. Well, even that aside, I mean, when you eventually get the get the clear and get the 22-star stuff, like, you'll be able to clear most of the content. Because even though it's just Challenger gear, that amount of stars is a lot of damage. Especially considering you didn't really pay for it with Meso, right? Like, how many items is there in the Challenger set? 9 items? 8 if you don't count the weapon, I suppose. You have 8 items at 22 star. That's a lot of damage. It really is. Every star above 17 is a, you know, pretty significant increase. So yeah, I can see a lot of people being able to complete like a good chunk of the content in Challenger World if they play pretty consistently. I don't know how many hours you would need to play to be able to reach that point. Well, it also makes a big difference whether or not you pay for the passes, right? Like if you pay for the passes, it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna do this entire Challenger World without paying for anything, just for fun. Like, yeah, I miss out on damage and rewards, but it's like, whatever. I'm just gonna have some fun. You're paying? You're paying to win? Honestly, valid. The Genesis pass by itself is pretty good. And my goal in Pino is just send the secondary to legendary. I don't have any plans yet. What do you think about... Oh, are you asking me what I feel about Cannon Master for Challenger World? Is that what you're asking? Sorry, I'm a little confused with the question. Not paying is kinda griefing. I mean, that's only if you consider playing, like, trying to play efficiently. I don't really care for that. If I wanted to play efficiently, I would pay, but that's not my intention. I'm just playing for fun. Because I know a lot of people's goal is to try to solo hard Kai as fast as possible. Which is fair. You know, hard Kai has a really big drop table, gets you Eternals and all that sort of stuff. But where I am in my account, I don't really care for that. I'm just making characters for fun at this point. Just enjoying the ride. Yeah, just to go back to the question about Cannon Master, I think the class is pretty solid. It's been getting, like, good quality of life upgrades. It does solid damage. Kind of unique playstyle too, like very bursty, 1 minute cycles. And with Soul Hecate coming, Cannon Master feels pretty good. Because one of the main downsides of playing Cannon Master is that you really wanted to hit your 1 minute burst, but sometimes the boss would just move around and teleport, which was really annoying. So now they changed it so then they added Soul Hecate. You can bind the boss during your minis. W. Am I gonna push endgame bosses on the Kanna? We'll see where we land when we get there. I gotta get to 285 first and see how I feel. I think when I hit 285, I'll opt to look for like Limbo and stuff. I don't see myself hitting 290 anytime soon. I know they're making it easier, but it's still gonna take quite a lot of time for me. And I have like random side missions that I want to complete on my mules and stuff. Like, I still need to get my Xenon and some of my other resistance characters to level 275, for example. It's like my Xenon and my mechanic, basically. I want to get them to 275 at some point. I kind of want to get my Blaze Wizard to 280. You know, like, I have a lot of characters that I want to juggle. It's kind of ready for Limbo. Yeah, in terms of damage already, I just can't enter the boss. It's just... I'm just gated by my my level right now. But yeah, other side missions I have a lot of characters that I'm trying to like full 22 their pitch on. because they've been getting drops. Why 275? It's just a nice stopping point, you know. I think 275 allows me to like consider doing things like Seren and Carlos, because those two characters are currently level 270. Like my Xenon and my Mechanic are both like 150 mil combat power. Maybe my Xenon's almost 200 now at this point, and it's still level 270. It feels a bit bad. So if I can get it to level 275, at least I have the choice of doing Seren. I have the choice of doing E-Carlos. Black Mage would be a lot easier. God, Black Mage. It's currently a pain in the ass for my Xenon. Might be okay now, because I have a Raw 4. I recently got the Raw 4, like within the last couple of weeks. Do we think he's strong? Yeah, it's solid. Like, Cannon Master's pretty solid. It's not like, you know, I don't think it's like top 10 or anything. It's probably solidly in the middle though. And I think in Maple Story, if you're solidly in the middle, that's not a bad thing. The gap between like rank 11 to rank 40 is like pretty small. Like the differences between them, it's not too big. Which is actually kind of surprising. There used to be pretty big jumps between classes, now it's a lot more even. Yeah, 289 in your bishop today. Oh, congrats. Congrats. 290 before Astra secondary. That'd be good. That's a good timing for it, right? Because you get more points if you do more dailies or something. Is that how the Astra secondary works? I think that'd be ideal for me too, now that I think about it, right? I should probably try to get to 285 before Astra. But, you know, it's one of those things where you can't really control the pacing of. You know, it's so slow regardless. You can keep whapping more, but the EXP bar doesn't feel like it's moving. Yeah, I can feel like for you, it's even worse, right? 289? Probably getting like 1% every 2 hours or something. If even that. Alright, with Challenger World looming, what are your guys' goals in that server? If you guys have any general goals. Are you guys trying to week 3 hard Kai? Are you guys just trying to clear hard Kai? Or maybe you're not even that you know, into pushing for bosses. Maybe it's just like a level goal. Do you guys just want to get a 270 mule, 270 main, just coming back for fun? What are you guys aiming for? I think for me personally, if I can get to the end of Challenger World and clear Kai at least once, I'd be pretty happy. That's my personal goal. It's because I'm not paying for any of the passes, so my ambitions are not like too high. I'm not gonna get like a week 3 Genesis weapon and then week 3 Kai clear. That's not happening for me. I'm just gonna, you know, take a chill, see what I can achieve on the server, playing free to play, and yeah, maybe I can get Kai cleared by the end of the Challenger World. That'd be good. $285? Haven't figured that beyond that because that's your current main. Yeah, that's fair. Level goals are like the easiest ones to set for sure, because it's clear cut, right? It's very simple. You know, if you set your level goal to 275, you know exactly what you're doing. Go to 280, you know what you're doing. When you start setting like more like vague goals, I guess you can call bosses a bit of a vague goal, because it doesn't really detail the steps along the way. Leveling is very straightforward in comparison. You want to with Kanna you're making? Your main's looking to Destiny Livent on the first week, and that takes priority. Does hard only unlock at 280? I think it unlocks at 280. We don't know what we're playing with because of the Goddess Pass. Oh, true. I guess we'll find out in like, what, 17 hours? Whether or not there's going to be a Goddess Pass. I wouldn't hold my breath on it, but maybe there will. What's another pass, right? They've already done so many passes. Yeah. Leveling goals are like the most straightforward ones to have for sure. I agree. Evelyn can demote your Mihal from the Legion Champion roster. And don't forget, there is a cost. Did you know there's you're gonna pay money to take a character out of your Legion champs? Costs like a bill or something to remove a Legion champ. Best bill I ever spent on my Kanna, to be honest. I spent 1 bill to get, what? 10 boss damage, 10 crit damage, a bunch of IED, and a bunch of, like, all-stat and stuff. Worth. Crash out if they nerf Hayato Kanna. They'll probably not make changes that aren't already in other servers. GMS has a very clear track record when it comes to these sorts of classes. The only class that is like a little bit unpredictable, or two now, which is Sia and Arel, because they don't exist in any other server. In terms of like the other classes, GMS tends to just copy the changes. So, unless TMS announces, like, significant changes to Kanna, Hayato... I don't know, do they have Lin on their server as well? I think so. Like, unless those classes get touched there, no, we're probably not going to get changes here. Originated from GMS? I think Beast Tamer might have originated from GMS, but Lin was designed in TMS first, or something. I don't think Lin was designed in GMS specifically. You spent Meso on dumber things? Exactly. That's how I feel too. Like, I've spent 1 bill for less gains. Shadow 264, only 19 mil. I had the best time bossing with it. You're burning another one in Challenger World. And change this one to a Night Lord or Dual Blade. Yeah, so just one thing to keep in mind. If you decide to job change, you lose all of your Hexa. Or at least the skills of your Hexa. Like, these skills up here and this. I think this all gets removed. You don't get a refund or anything like that. The class just loses those skills. So you have to unlock your Origin again. You have to unlock all like your Masteries again. Given the fact that you're level 264, you don't lose that much, but I also think that it will feel kind of bad doing that. What I'd recommend is that if you're not going to push it, right? If you're going to leave it at 264, just leave it as a Shadower, right? You can still do your bosses on it, you can still play the character. There's no rush to job change it or anything. Like, unless you know for sure what you want to do with that character, I'd say just leave it as a Shadower, it's fine. You end up with a duplicate class. That's fine. It's like you said, you're like really early into the game. It's fine. Don't worry about like making the most out of that character by changing it or anything. Just leave it as a Shadower. If you feel like working on it, do some bosses, do some upgrades, whatever you like. Because job changing is like really punishing in this game right now. It's like losing even a little bit of Hexa is really annoying. Because you probably want to put all of your fragments on like your main character. Your mule's never gonna get those fragments conveniently. It's very annoying to unlock those things. Just having to unlock Origin. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, just if you enjoy the Shadower, just leave the Shadower, and if you like Shadower, just make a new one. It's fine. I mean, hell, even I have like multiple classes, right? I have like 2 Blaze Wizards here. Feels a bit weird, feels a bit bad, but at the same time, I like the class enough. I don't mind it. I don't mind having 2. I know heaps of people, even like in this chat, maybe you guys are just sitting around watching. I know a lot of people have said to me like, They really like their current character, their current class. It's level, you know, anywhere between 260 to 280. And they like it so much, but they want to remake it in Challenger World because of all the benefits in Challenger World. And they can, you know, catch up to where they are now and get stronger than where they are now in a short amount of time. I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with remaking a class just because you like it. Like, yeah, you can argue it's inefficient, but who cares? The game is such a long-term game. Like, taking a slight detour is not gonna, like, brick your account or anything like that. Heaps of people complain about, like, these sorts of inefficiencies, but, like, I mean, just play what you like. if you really like whichever class you're playing and you want to make it strong, and if it ends up being a dupe, whatever. Like, you can worry about the dupe another time. Make 10 Demon Slayers, whoever gets RFS is the main. Keep the weaker one as a mule, exactly. It's not like you lose the resource, right? The biggest downside, if you can even call it a downside, is that you can't have duplicates in your Legion champs. And I understand that it's like an issue for some players, but unless your character is already like, it's already soloed hard Seren, like, that's not going to be an issue. Like, genuinely, getting to V Healer, for example, is significantly easier than it used to be. It's easier than it's ever been. Same thing with Black Mage. I think a Black Mage solo is incredibly accessible. So getting back to that spot, and then you take one character out to put that in, is like, it's not that big of a loss. It's only when maybe you solo hard Seren, then maybe you might feel it's a bit wasteful. But to be honest, if you have a character that finished the champion mission for Seren, you're probably not looking to remake that character anyway. So the people who are like genuinely affected by having duplicate classes is such a small group. It's a very niche problem to have. It's fine. It's also a achievement for living the same character 10 times. Yeah, it's 10 characters, but you can't delete them. As in, like, you can't make one to 200 and then delete it. It actually just takes up character slots, which is annoying. You want to get one character solo or C10 in one cycle? Yeah, that's fair. That's a good goal. Like, fast C10 characters is like such a fantastic goal to aim for. I think I can speak for a lot of people who run C10 mules. Like, when your C10 mule runs these bosses quickly, just like go in, do a couple of bursts, clear the boss, rinse, repeat, and then within like, let's say half an hour to 45 minutes, you clear all these bosses, get some random drops every once in a while, maybe some ring boxes, maybe some arcane boxes, you know, whatever it is. It feels good to play. Such a good goal. It takes a while, I won't deny, depending on how much money you make each week, yeah, it can be like a long journey to get to that point, but once you hit that, man, it's a genuine luxury. One of them is still a bye-bye farmer. Oh god, that is before my time. Bye-bye farming. Holy. Was bye-bye farming like the original sort of Chaos Lock Demon Slayer farming? That was, right? Am I thinking of the right thing when you go into like that instanced map and then your character just teleports around and just kills everything? The original Spanish farming, indeed. Now we're just doing this, just farming away in top deck 6. This is my life now. You're remaking your Seer? for the side benefit of Challenger World. Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty fair reason to remake characters if you like it enough and you want to take advantage of Challenger World. Challenger World gives you a lot of free stuff. It really does. You got a level, a 200 burn one in Challenger World. Well, another thing I can't wait for is a weekly reset as well, because I'm kind of keen to see if I can get some arcane boxes. I kind of wish I knew about like the star forcing thing a little bit earlier, just a little bit, because I claimed everything onto my Ren. I think I put like an extra 10 boxes on my Ren in preparation to star force it to 22. And then when we found out, like, you know, it's pretty cheap to safeguard it to 22, I was just like, man, that's a lot of boxes I could have put everywhere else. Slowly giving all of my random characters arcanes and stuff. That's alright though. Hopefully this week I'll be able to put some armor boxes around. I think I put some on my Pathfinder. I can put some on my Seer, maybe. Yeah. And then maybe my Demon Avenger. Maybe I can revive that character. We'll see. Very ambitious. Is there an EXP curve change? Not that I know of. I know Maple Sea got it. They got the reduction from 200 to 260. I don't think that one got fast-tracked for us. At least it wasn't in the test server. We'll find out for sure, but I wouldn't expect it. As of right now, I'm only expecting the Monster Park stuff, but we'll find out for sure tomorrow. Even though like the test server wasn't like the full version that we're gonna get, probably not a bad indication of what we can expect. And the fact that the EXP curve thing probably was, you know, it wasn't announced in the test server, probably we're not gonna get it. Did you see the effects behind bossing in PTS? I don't remember trying it. I don't remember doing any bossing. I was mostly looking at the star forcing stuff. And like looking into the passes and their events. Sol Hecate. I didn't spend that much time in the test server. It kind of makes sense that Maple Sea got a lot of their changes fast-tracked. Because I think in a non-reboot server, you kind of want more things for your player base to kind of be looking forward to. Or more benefits. You'll keep them, you know, interested in the game for longer. So it kind of makes sense why MC got these changes. It probably benefits the people who spend money in the game. By a decent amount of like their quality of life. Makes sense. Whereas, we get like slower changes because, you know, we're kind of playing a free-to-play server, in a way. Either that or they're just lazy. Who knows? Who knows the reasoning? But yeah. For now though, I'm just mostly chilling. Getting ready for Challenger World. and whatnot. Yeah. The patch notes tomorrow are going to be exciting for sure. Going to be exciting. Try to do stuff day 0. That's fair. I don't think I'll be doing anything day 0. I don't even think my game will update fast enough. And that's fine. I feel like FOMOing day 0 for me is just like... I'm okay not doing it. Third attempt at E-Adversary got to P3 with 1,000, died out. Yeah, P3 is tricky because the timing for the parry in P3 is, even though the animations are very similar to P1, the timings are kind of different. I remember when I was blind progging P3, it was quite difficult because some of the animations, he's just holding it for a long time. It's like almost 3 seconds of him holding his sword before he swings. It's kind of crazy long, some of those attacks. And then on the flip side, some of the attacks are like instant. The dash, like the first dash out of the 3, is really fast. Like when he flashes red immediately, he like dashes almost straight away. Yeah, it'll take some time. At least the animations are not too different from P1, so you have like a general idea of what's going on in P1. P3 is just a matter of getting used to the timings. So, yeah, just memorizing the timings. It just comes with practice for that one. He's gonna do a single dash or triple. In P1, he kind of like alternates them. After he does his triple dash, the next one's usually just a single dash. Whereas in P3, he only does triple dashes. I don't think he does a single one. And it's always the same pattern. It's always red, blue, yellow. And then you have to learn how to parry the different colors. Which is, you know, also a learning curve. Because the red, they also have like alternating whether or not they have shadows with them as well. And that messes with the timing. Yeah, P3 is pretty tricky. And that's not even including like the random other things that are going on. Yeah, it's just a matter of practice. P3 is definitely the most difficult one because of the triple dash. Because ideally you would like to parry that. Because you can't just run away from him. You just waste too much time running away. It's just a matter of practice. Even for me, I still struggle with adversary consistently. Or rather, I play the boss very inconsistently. Right, and speaking of him, I need to actually clear it on my Cannon Master. I don't think I ran E-Adversary this week. Might as well run that for a little bit of money. One easy bill. Man, I'm gonna miss these 3x coupons. Tomorrow is going to be so bland. No events, no coupons, nothing. Tomorrow's a good patch in WoW. Fair. Hello, Shanks. Almost 285? What are you on about? I'm so far from 285. It's gonna take me forever. I used all of my EXP to get to this point. Now I have nothing left except to grind. It's free? Yeah, free. Instead of taking me a month and a half, it's only going to take me a month and 3 days. So free. You wish Ren's dash was one button? You always hit the one on CD? You can use it as one button. There's a version of the dash where you can press the same one and it alternates. You can either use one of the two buttons, or you can use the one that alternates. Yeah. I personally prefer the two buttons because if I press a certain key, I expect to move in a certain direction. I don't want to like have to worry about it changing on me like that. So if I press the wrong one, it's not going to like throw me in the wrong direction. At worst, it's going to keep me standing still. That's my reasoning for using the split. But I know there's plenty of other players that use the one that go back and forth on the same key. Is this Kanna? Yes, this is Kanna. When a Destiny lives, see Carlos the moment I hit 285. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't even think I'll have see Carlos lib open anyway. I need to get points first. Like, I think I have 200 out of the 2,000 required to get to see Carlos. 200. You're not spending your characters, just saving? Yeah. I am also just saving for my Kanna. I cannot wait for the next Star Force event. The next Star Forcing event is going to be so fun for me. It's going to be the most amount of meso I've ever saved. Plus I have the most amount of consistent gains I could make in a long time. Not only just on my Kanna, but across like every character. It's crazy, my Battle Mage and my Cannon Master will have 22 Eternals. It's gonna happen. It's finally happening. And then half of my characters are gonna be 8-set pitch for no reason. 500 bill saved? I don't think I'll have that much. I think at most, like if we have a late Shining Star Force, and I say late, it's like within the second week, I'll have at most 400. I don't think I'll have more than 400 though. Even right now, I think in terms of just pure straight meso, this is the most I've ever saved. I'm at 230 bill. That's a miracle right here. I've never saved this much before. Oh, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Alright. Alright. What item do you want me to bright cube? This guy just making me waste 2 bill. A good thing I'm running E-Adversary after this. Absolute monster. Whatever I want. Alright, I guess I'll try to fix some 3 lines. I might like just cube my source or something. Dealer's choice. Cause I have some pitch items that are just sitting at like fake 3 line. So maybe I'll try to fix that. I think my WSC is fine. I'm not gonna go double prime. Feels like a waste. So a badge drop. Low roll the distribution? Oh, unlucky. Oh, I'm hoping for a badge one day on this character too. I think I just need to pity one more item, and then I can save up for badge. I think the only thing I'm missing now is a belt, ironically. My Kanna does not have a belt. like the most common drop on my account, and I don't have it on this character. You sleep? Alright. Good night, Shanks. Thanks for dropping by. Wish you a W stream. Yes, I hope my source goes double prime, because Melvin's making me waste 2 bill for no reason. Using my wallet to scratch his gambling itch. How many cubes is it? 100 bright cubes, man. Who thought that was a good idea? Evidently, I did. I thought that was a good idea. Can I upgrade it to 200? The economy has changed. What do you mean? Minus 2 bill is minus 2 bill. It's no shot. You guys are just making me try to waste money. No way. Man, I'm just trying to peacefully farm here. Why am I wasting money? I'm just minding my own business, you know? Why am I randomly bleeding 2 bill? You think that 3 hours is enough to get a Challenger World to 260 and do C10E? Maybe? It depends on how much you pay for. If you make an RL, absolutely. If you buy all the passes and make an RL, you could probably make a character to like almost 270. I think almost immediately. I'm probably one of the worst people to ask these sorts of things because I don't pay attention to anything. I can only guess. Because I'm not even planning on paying any money, so I don't know the details. And because I don't plan on paying any money to get these passes, I haven't even looked into like how fast people can level up with these passes. I'm just going to do my own thing. Just gonna enjoy playing free to play and see how far I can go. Well, farewell my 230. It's gone back to 228. It's gonna be hard to free to play. I mean, it's just a matter of like how you want to approach the game. If you always try to play this game with like maximum efficiency, it's always gonna cost money. But nothing's stopping you from just not spending your money. You just gotta accept that if you don't spend your money, you're gonna get slower progress. That's all it is. It's easy to say like if you don't pay for things, then you're like kind of ruining your progression. But in the long term in the Maple story, does it really matter? I don't think like liberating your Genesis weapon after 3 months versus 3 weeks is gonna like change your overall experience. Other than like you're just gonna be weaker. You're still gonna get your Genesis weapon, for example, right? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to say that you're griefing just because you're accessing content slower than others. Whatever happened to prog at your own pace? Alright, let's loot. Pika, thank you for the follow, welcome. Speaking of like griefing my progression, I'm gonna spend 2 bill because Melvin claims the cubes. 2.2 bill. Oh man. Alright, at least I get to pick where this goes. I'm gonna stand next to my goat. What? I have no teleport rock. Anyone progging faster than you is cheating, and anyone progging slower than you is a noob. You know, given the way that some people treat this game, I do think that that's the genuine mindset for some people. Which doesn't really make sense in a PvE game. Alright. Let's see if we make any gains. Thank you, Melvin, for making me waste 2.2 bill. But will it be a waste? Will it be a gain? Maybe it'll be a gain. Thank you in advance for letting me hit this 13, 13, 10. Triple prime. I don't know about that one. Shall you make it 4.4? Come on, man. The new Challenger World rewards that you might miss? Yeah, but then if you think about it in like the long term, you're eventually gonna get all of your Eternal pieces anyway, right? I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong with like having that mindset of like you want to do the most you can. Holy triple prime. That's fine, right? I don't have any problem with people, you know, wanting to make the most out of these passes and events. But to like go out of your way to tell people that like they're griefing if they don't pay the money for it doesn't make sense to me. Because eventually you're gonna like reach the point where you start progging those bosses normally and getting access to those items normally anyway. And how long does it take like an average player? If you're playing like, let's say at most an hour a day, it's still gonna take you like 8-9 months to reach that point, just like slowly figuring out the game and, you know, making your way to limbo slowly. Who cares if like you miss out on 2 weeks, right? In the grand scheme of that, like 9 months. What's an extra 2 weeks at that point? But yeah, I just want to like clarify, I don't have a problem with people paying to win. My gripe is like when people tell each other, it's like you're griefing your progression if you don't pay like 100k NX for these passes. It's like, it's not true at all. The people who come out on top and the people who like get further in the game are the ones that end up playing consistently, not the ones that pay money. Of course, there's also the overlap of people who play consistently and pay money. Those guys also have like quite a big jump. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's tied to your game time. Yeah, it gives you a lot of stuff. It's Carlos Cookies, and I think there's a chance of getting Limbo Eternals. Chance. Even if it's griefing, it's their account, not yours, exactly. Whenever anyone has told me, like, you're griefing for not buying a Genesis Pass, I'm like, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter that I'm liberating slower? No, sir, I do not care. What I care about is the fact that I went minus 2.2 bill for no reason. What have you done, Melvin? My money, my 9th number, it was at what? It was at 230 bill. Now I'm at 228. I don't even think that Adversary Crystal even recovers it. You bastard. I'll forgive you if the next cube is a double prime. Banned? I think when it comes to these sorts of like pieces of advice, it's always about like the phrasing of it, right? If somebody asks you like how do they make the most out of Challenger World, you can tell them to buy the passes, right? That's fair, because the passes in Challenger World will get you a long way. But like if they want to just play the game, you're not going to tell people, oh, you're going to have to spend 150k NX to play the game. It's just not true. It is not true. Alright. It's time to do some adversary. No, not easy adversary. Not normal. Just doing easy. Hoping for a raw 4 drop in 1 week. True. Make the money back. Yes, sir. Does not make that much money back, but we'll get there. I almost died to that stupid HP ticking thing. I didn't want to leave my raw. Oh. Which character? I'll be making an RL. What? Oh man. My free parry. I don't know how I even missed that. That's crazy. I think I should just mini burst out here. I don't know why I didn't just do this during my weeklies. Just wasted all like these buffs for no reason. I guess I could do also e-carling. I don't know if I can be bothered e-carling though. True, I'll make back my money. Easy. Didn't take you along for a ring box? Look. I believe you would have got the ring box. You wouldn't have gotten a ring box, it's fine. This is an unlucky boss. Holy! What are these rains? Got a grindstone yesterday. Nice. Congrats on grindstone. Alright. Alright, guess I go do Carling as well. May as well. If I haven't already run on this character. Oh, actually I already ran Carling. Wow. I must have done in Carling. Did I do one card? I did already. Take an L on getting any if it means finding a new C Carlos H Carling? Yeah, possibly. Oh, then it made me back like 880. It's cooked. Like not even half of what I spent. Thanks, Melvin. I appreciate the grief. All good. We save money to spend money. Save money to spend money. Yep. Oh, come on, man. Alright. What do you want? Where do you want these cubes on? Where do you want these cubes? Alright, minus 4 bill across today. Same Kanna, same spot. I was just going for proper 3-line. You happy with me going for that? If you promise to, if you make it 200 Qs, you won't redeem it. What does that even mean? I'd rather you use the points and then redeem it. Why would I want you to save your points? I want you to spend your points so you don't have points to spend later. This guy. It's all good. It's just one seat, Tenny Mule. I'll just farm it back later, it's okay. There's 30 chatters, everyone can make him broke. I mean, 50,000 points is a lot of points. It's not an easy amount of Twitch points to farm. Especially not Baron, he keeps using his points on me hydrating. Thank you. Hello Loam, welcome. $100k for 0 out? Hell no, 100k is too easy for you guys. It's gonna be like 200k for a 0 out. At least 200k. No. A million? Nah, a million's too high. He's never gonna get claimed. I'll be fair. 200k. But I'm not gonna put it. I'm too scared. The last time I zeroed out, it was right before a Shining Star Force event, and I boomed like 2 belts. What are we cubing? I'm cubing my source. Because somebody claimed. Actually, twice now. One from Babu, one from Melvin. This roundly spent 4 bill. What am I making? I'm gonna be making an RL. Can you add 200k for research purposes? Hell nah. I don't trust this guy. This guy's just roundly holding it to 12k. You know what? I'll make it 500. Yeah, 500k. Just because JH says he's already got 200. 200 is too easy then. It's gonna be at least 500 now. Surely you're not holding onto that many points. I wouldn't put it past you. You're a strange guy. No, 3-line strength. What languages do you speak? I speak English and just like mostly English and Vietnamese to my parents. That's it. Sometimes I order in Vietnamese as well, depending on like if I feel like it. If I get the feeling that like I order in Vietnamese and they'll give me better service, I might do that. In my area, like the population of Vietnamese people is quite small. So whenever I go to a Vietnamese restaurant and like I'll order in Vietnamese, you know, you get a little bit of extra service. I won't deny that. This is so cooked. Just randomly spent 4.5 bill. What is this? What have you guys done? What have you guys done? I can't even take... Oh, I can't participate in predictions? True. Do I know words in Spanish? No. I was gonna say, do I know? No. Anything that I had learned outside of English did not stay in my head for very long. It's very short term. Like, I learned a little bit of Japanese and a little bit of Korean when I went to travel overseas. You know, and then you like kind of like pick up these things and you memorize the words while you're there. But then as soon as I got back to Australia, it just like left my brain. I love you, Inkwell, for extra. Yep, that's fair. Also, the thing that's cool is I actually realized that you're typing now in Spanish, but like the YouTube chat actually auto translates for me. So that's why maybe you thought I spoke Spanish, because I read the it auto translates. So if you guys can understand English but can't write English, like, I can actually read it translated on my side. I don't know if that's the case for you guys on Twitch. Or, like, not Twitch, on YouTube chat normally. This is just something, like, kind of new. Look at him. I would love free pitch, though. Free pitch would be nice. Redeem your points? Did you hydrate a second time? I thought it was the same one. Love your content, appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Great, now I'm gonna farm back my money. I started at a nice 230, was hoping to end on 232. I don't think that's happening. Okay, now you guys are just trying to drown me. Please, I like to take my time with my coffee. Don't make me make this thing a limited time per stream. I'll do it. Hello, Fred. Decided to play Xenon? Ooh, nice. You know, I am a little, it was fun to see what people wanted to play for this Challenger World. I feel like, well, I'm not surprised that people have asked me about Cannon Master, because I actually do play the class, right? That makes sense. But I have seen a lot of people say things like, I want to play Adele, I want to play Ice Lightning, and I want to play Xenon. Those classes popped up more than I would have expected. Xenon kind of makes sense because I actually play Xenon myself, and I've streamed myself playing my Xenon. Well, heaps of people have said, like, I want to play Adele, and I want to play Ice Lightning. I was like, where did this come from? Where did all these, like, Adele and Ice Lightning enjoyers come from, all at the same time? Shifu, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Black Heaven or Heroes of Maple or Friend Story? I think I've only ever done just like the pre-quest ones. Like, I did that little bit of Heroes of Maple to unlock Damien back in the day, and I did Black Heaven for the Lotus pre-quest. Thank God we don't have to do that anymore. Alright, see you, Baron. Thanks for dropping by, man. Got a question to ask about your recent Kanna experience? Yeah, go for it. I will try my best to answer. Been since Demon Slayer release, I see. Wow, that's been a long time then. Yeah, heaps of people, after they saw how it rel played in the test server, like a lot of people kind of lost interest in the class. To some extent I did too, but then I realized that I don't mind playing a simple class. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, look, I play hero, I play marksman. To some extent I play Ren. These aren't exactly the most like super flashy classes or anything, so what's stopping me from playing a rel? Like, nothing wrong. I wish you would play Palinka? Hell nah. Maybe. How would you describe her playstyle and comfortability with her embossing? So, Kanna embossing is pretty good because the teleport in general is just a really good skill. Like, instant repositioning, while not like, the class doesn't really demand you to DPS, is just really a really strong combination, right? You can focus mostly on surviving and using your kind of long cooldowns that do a lot of damage. And during your burst, your character's really tanky as well. Because you gain like HP regen, you gain super stance, you gain what else? Damage reduction, and then you get 2 iframes, or like a really long iframe. Yeah, he's got a lot of good things going for Kanna. So I'd say like, for bossing, Kanna feels really easy to play. Very straightforward, and the fact that you don't have to DPS makes it like generally easy to stay alive as well. I would highly recommend it to give it a go. Also, one of the nice things about Kanna is that you can teleport midair. You see how like I can do this like sidestep midair? This is not a feature for every mage class. Not every mage class can do this. Kanna and Battle Mage are the 2 off the top of my head. And I think Lumi as well can do this. Being able to teleport mid-air like that is so strong. Oh, Ren can also do it. Ren can also teleport mid-air. And also, when you teleport in the air like this, I don't know if this is the case for other classes, but it kind of like sticks you back to the floor, which is kind of helpful sometimes. What I'm saying is like, Kanna's teleport's pretty good. It's got very good utility. It might take you some time to get used to it from a flash jumping class, but yeah, it's very strong. You don't mind simple classes? It's just Rel's lacking something? Yeah. It doesn't seem as polished as I think a lot of people expected as well. I think that's fair. It doesn't seem like it has a very strong theme outside of its like color scheme, to be honest. The common complaint that I saw people have was specifically with like Rel Sentinels. Like, they barely do anything. They barely show up. And I can see that being an issue for some players as well. You kind of want to play something a little bit more interesting as well. It feels incomplete. Pretty good for mobbing. Kanna's mobbing is acceptable. It's not like super bad, but it's not like impressive. It mobs fine. Like as long as your Soul Janus can 2-tick in Dawn, it's probably fine. If you're just gonna lazy farm on this character anyway, it's probably fine. If you wanted to dusk farm on it, it might be tricky. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing super impressive, but it's not terrible. Yeah, I'd say Kanna's mobbing is very, very average. 20 Janus minimum. You can get away with 10 Janus. I've been using 10 Janus all the way up to here. I haven't really felt the need for 20 Janus, but then again, I'm not in Carcion. I can imagine some maps in Carcion definitely perform better with 20 Janus. Maybe a long-term goal for me, but right now I think 10 is fine. And to be fair, most classes with 10 is probably acceptable. Yeah. I think I want to like improve my Hexa a little bit more before I go for 20 Janus. Just need to wait for 20 Janus coupon in Challenge World 4. Yeah. Let me just wait like 4 months. No, 5 months. It's probably in like November when we get that patch. Yeah, I think so far I'm pretty happy with 10 Janus. Maybe when I get to Cassian, my thoughts might change. But I think overall, I'm pretty happy with it. You're gonna making it an LC champ? I think one of the best things though about Kanna when it comes to LC champs, and you know, there's a reason why a lot of people are considering playing Kanna or Hayato in Challenger World 3. It's just like the high return on investment. You don't have to invest as much into these classes, and they do a pretty good amount of damage, right? That's like the biggest positive of playing these classes. I can't deny it. Like, my Kanna caught up to some of the strongest characters on my account pretty quickly. And the gear is like, it's about on par. I don't know, it just felt like so much stronger compared to the other classes with the same spec. For my Corsair and my Ren, they're pretty similarly spec'd. You know, a bunch of pretty good pitch items, a bunch of random 22s and mostly 21 star gear, level 280, 281. I can like barely one cycle hard Seren, right, with those classes. It's like pretty close. Maybe at the start of DFAs I might need one more burst at worst. And then for the same spec on my Kanna, I didn't even make it into the second cycle. Like, it's crazy. And I have my Cannon Master that is 90k converted. So, I think when I played on my Cannon Master to solo X-Lot at that spec, it probably takes me like anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes. It just depends on how I play, right? It's in that range. I wouldn't be surprised if my Kanna is like kind of reached that point already, and it's like down what, 100 mil combat power, down 2 levels, down probably a similar amount of Hexa. It's ridiculous. Like, this class is... it's so strong. That is undeniable. This is why meta chasing is good. I mean, there is a meta for a reason, right? What I will say is, like, there's nothing wrong with chasing damage. It's just that if you're chasing damage, you have to be willing to accept that things will change, and you can't, like, you can't be chasing the top damage class at all points and then complain that, you know, there's a new top damage class, because that's just how the game works, right? I think the issue with me telling people to like play the best classes in the game is like, if it stops being the best damage, people are gonna complain, or if they don't like the class, then they're gonna complain. It doesn't matter if you pick a top damage class if you don't like it and you just don't feel like playing it. There are plenty of people who have made like C10 mules or, you know, Enlomion mules even, and they end up not liking the class even if it's strong. It's just like, you're gonna take that into consideration as well. It's more than just damage. Chase a playstyle? Yeah, that is the ideal. If you happen to like a playstyle and that class is good, then you kind of just want it, right? Like for me, I genuinely like my Kanna, and it helps that like this class is strong as well, so it feels good to play, both in the playstyle and in the damage. That's why I'm not having any issues just sticking with this character. I've been like a serial main swapper for a long time. I haven't stayed with a single character and been so dedicated to it in a long time. But prior to this, like, I just played classes. I like the aesthetic. I played Blaze Wizard when it was bad because I liked Infernal Sphere. That was like my reasoning. Why did I play Blaze Wizard? Because I just liked the big circle. Did I find a partner for Challenger World 3? I think so. I'm gonna resurrect one of my friends from the dead, bring him back to the game, make him my duo, and then if he doesn't do the 100k mobs, then I'm gonna, you know, pay him a visit, IRL. Decided on Kanna Challenger World. How's the farming? The farming is average. The main downside for Kanna is that you're gonna have like a relatively weak Soul Janice, just because her final damage stat is like on the lower side. It's really high right now because I'm on burst, but like once that goes away, it's only at 60%. So your Soul Janice might struggle one-shotting. Otherwise, it's pretty average. You can go up to 10. I think 10 is like a pretty comfy amount of Soul Janice to put on Kanna. But you can definitely farm on just one if your Dusk one-shots. That's the hard part though. Dusk one-shotting on Kanna is the tricky part. But that's only for now. I believe that Soul Janice will be kind of equalized in the future. I wonder if they shouldn't have included that 100k mobs. Yeah, well, much like everything else in Maple, like all these things are kind of optional. Like, yeah, I get that a lot of people want to like min-max things, but Nexon will always add these like randomly high time investment things to try to get people to stay on the game for longer. And the 100k mobs duo thing is a crazy way for them to induce FOMO, if you ask me. Because like, I don't believe you get a benefit for doing your own 100k mobs. I think you only get the benefit if your friend does the 100k mobs. Is that how it works? I don't remember exactly how it works, but I vaguely remember like, if you don't do it, it doesn't really affect you. Yeah, there will be like a lot of like benefits for doing it, but they definitely tied it in a like a very goofy way. Kind of two people holding each other accountable for farming 6 hours a week. Just put that into perspective. The game has tried to encourage you to hold your friend accountable to farm for 6 hours a week. Isn't that just ridiculous? Like, if I can change the perspective here, right? It's like me expecting my duo to play like, I don't know, 10 games of League a week. Just for me. And he doesn't even like playing the game that much. Or, you know, whatever other game. You gotta play X amount of games in another game. Otherwise, I don't get everything I need. It's just a crazy thing to, like, tie to your own progression. I don't know. I can't. This is something that I'm just not gonna think much about. If my friend does, like, 10, 20, 0k mobs, it's whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna be like, yo, hop on the game and start whapping for me. Most people would work for star specs, yeah, but that's most of like the consistent players, right? You have to remember there are plenty of players, probably a good chunk of the players, who are not going to log into this game and stay on for longer than like half an hour after doing dailies, if even that. Like, tying this sort of stuff to it is like kind of crazy to me. Six hours a week is light work, yeah, but that's saying that you have a lot of time to play the game, right? I don't think, I wouldn't expect, you know, a giant chunk of the players to invest that amount of time just farming, because this is 6 hours, not including just doing the things you want to do. Like if they want to do their bosses, if they want to do their dailies, you know, do other things outside Maple Story. 6 hours is a pretty big investment for somebody who might not be that interested. Those people should not worry about duo. That's exactly my point, though. Like you're the one bringing this thing where like, oh, it's easy to do. I'm talking from the perspective of the people who aren't gonna be able to cap it, and that's why I'm saying like Nexon has made it like a weird way for like people to try to hold each other accountable. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I would have expected them to do it as like a mutual benefit thing, not like you should hold both people accountable to do 100k. 100k is such a big number, man. Like 6 hours each? No. Kind of crazy. And the wild thing for MapleStory is it's gone to work. People will do those 6 hours. One of the guys looked at my stream and was calling me rich because I have money. I had to defend myself. I lost 5 bill for no reason. I think of main swapping in Challenger World 3 from a Wind Archer to a Lin. At the moment, 87k Hexa, but got bored with the class. I mean, Lin's a good pick. It's definitely one of the better classes at the moment, so... You know, if you wanted to main swap, I mean, Challenger World's a good time to do it for sure. I'd say, like, in Maple now, because of the existence of Legion champs, don't ever feel bad main swapping. I think the only, like, group of people that might feel kind of bad main swapping are the ones that already have all 4 of their Legion champs done. Because you can't, like, add the 5th character in, right? At least not at the moment. They've made it also a lot more, like, the progression for the game is a lot less punishing in a lot of different aspects. So all the gear that you might have on your main, it won't be as bad to get back to that point as it was before. Because like now they're adding more bosses that give you Eternals, for example. They're making it easier to consistently Star Force your pitch, amongst a bunch of other things. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting bored of your character and you want to main something else, Challenger World 3 is perfect. And, you know, Lin's a good class. So, I say go for it. Hype gap to Xenon in 4 months. You can't really use him as like, as an example of like what to expect from a normal player. I will say here, because like I know you're talking about this sort of progression sort of stuff, and it will come up a lot. Like whenever anybody says certain things are free, you have to take into account how many hours somebody plays a day, and that changes how easy certain aspects are. It's easy to be like, oh, just, you know, it's a lot easier to hit 285, say, after the patch. But then if you're playing 2 to 3 hours a day at least, versus somebody who plays at most an hour, you're literally, you know, doing 2 to 3 times their progression speed. What would take you a month would take somebody else 3 months to do. It's not easy. So, I'm just saying for anybody who's maybe intimidated by Challenge World 3 and people saying it's free, this is like from the perspective of possibly from people who have a lot more time on their hands, yeah? Catch up is easy, but pushing up there without assistance is pretty hard. It depends on like your experience. I think once you've done the progression for certain aspects in MapleStory, it gets increasingly easy to get back to that point. It's always the hardest to do it the first time. And it's kind of a snowball effect in that regard too. Once you've cleared certain bosses, and you're familiar with the steps to get there, you spend less time trying to figure out how to get there, and it cuts down quite a lot of time. And chances are too, if you get there the first time, you probably have, you know, possibly met guildies that can help you get back to that same spot and you can trade. It's a big difference. Exchange your bicycle for a Ferrari. I mean, Lynn is that good. You're not wrong. What do you lose if you don't play Challenger World? Because you don't want to buy another Vac Pet while you have 5 already. I think the biggest loss, other than like the free stuff they give you in Challenger World, because I do give you like, for hitting milestones, you get like fragments and stuff, right? You obviously miss out on that. You miss out on access to Hard Kai if you care about that. And I guess the Legion pots. Free rewards. Oh yeah, that's right, you get like an extra 3 levels per arcane symbol in Challenger World versus the normal one. Those are the main ones. It's just the rank up rewards and access to Kai. Lose 2 to 3k frags. Yeah, whatever's on the track. And also, like, depends if you want to pay for the passes and such as well. Like, yeah, it's mostly just the Challenger World specific things. It's mostly frags, I think. Yeah. I'd say, like, in general, unless you have very specific things you want from your character in the main server, like you really want it just for the Legion block and you're not going to play it after you hit 260 or something like that, you can probably get away with just not, you know, not putting it in Challenger World. But if you're going to actually play it reasonably, I don't see a reason not to make it in Challenger World, even if you're playing it lightly. Like, worst case scenario, you're always going to be able to access these star spec boxes. Like, if you're just doing just your dailies, your grandest symbol dailies, and slowly getting to 270, you'll pick up these every once in a while. And even if you leave Challenger World afterwards, and you pick up like 1 or 2 of these boxes, that's an extra 1 or 2 that you weren't going to get in your main server. Like, at the very least, that's like a side benefit. Which class am I going to play? I'll play Arel. That's the class I'm most interested in at the moment. You never did Challenger World? I'd say if you're interested in playing like a specific character reasonably, like whichever character you end up burning, I'd say that there's no harm in just making it in Challenger World. The only downside on your main account is that whatever money that you get in your main and whichever one you get in your Challenger World character, you can't exchange them, right? So you can't upgrade it in that way. That's like a downside. And you don't have any of like your resources, like your, I guess, node stones, arcane boxes, you can't transfer those. But the overall benefit, I think is worthwhile. Just like the frags by themselves, it makes it worthwhile. You have a bunch of like passive things like the star spec boxes, restoration points, you know, it's just like these little bits and pieces that just kind of add up over time. So you might as well double dip in that. Whether or not you maximize it, that's up to you. I don't think that like, a lot of people will try to do that, but it's not mandatory. Yeah. Is it worth making a round Challenger World 3 just to use a Shine Pass on it and nothing else? Yeah, if you want to, that's fine. I wouldn't make the Shine Pass a make or break decision, if that makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong, you get a lot of free stuff and things that you can pay for in the Shine Pass that really like speedruns your RL. But at the end of the day, you're gonna play and stick with the class that you like have more interest in, right? I know it's a cop-out answer to be like, oh, play the class you enjoy, but it's really true. Like, if you end up picking a rel specifically to make the most out of the Shine Pass, and you play it for a week and you don't like it, that's a hyper burden resource that you're not going to get back. You can't delete that character and get back the hyperburn. So, yeah, a bit of a cop-out, but definitely don't be forced to make an Arel just because it has a pass. The best class to hyperburn is one that you actually will play, because the time and effort you put into the character, if you actually like it, then you're more likely to just keep playing it and get value out of that character. Or just value for your entertainment, right? Like, at the end of the day, it is a game. You don't want to end up picking something just for the sake of maximizing an aspect that you don't really care about. Even for the Legion block and Link. Alright. This is something I've heard a lot because, you know, because Seer was a thing, and a lot of people were saying to me, why don't you make your Seer? It's a best in slot Legion block. Like, 75% of the characters you make are a best in slot Legion block. Right? Just because it is the best in slot Legion block doesn't mean that you necessarily have to rush it the moment it comes out. Like, when you get further into the game, like for me, I think at the time it was fine for people to criticize why I don't have a Seer, because it's like, you know, I already have everything else, why don't I just quickly make it? That's a fair question to make. But like, people telling each other that you should make so-and-so class because it's best in slot Legion block, that doesn't make sense. 75% of the classes are your best in slot. Why don't you do it? Because I'm lazy. And I'm not interested in Seer. I made my Seer like a month ago. Did it make a difference for my content? Zero difference for my content. An overdrive, every block is best in slot? Exactly. %5 damage on my account. It made exactly 0% difference on my boss runs. You buy Goddess Pass, if they don't have it, you'll pass Challenger World? Yeah, it's up to you. Look, because at the end of the day, this is your prog, and if you don't feel like doing Challenger World, then who's to stop you? I didn't do Challenger World 1, and heaps of people were asking me, why didn't I do Challenger World 1? And my answer to that was, I was just lazy. Not that interested. I just want to make my character to 260 and then just ditch it. Who cares? Skip Challenger 1, got their easy rewards and left. I know plenty of people who did that in Challenger World 2. They did like the bare minimum, got their 2,000 frags or whatever, and then just left. I think it's very easy to forget that almost everything that you do in most video games is optional. There's nothing in this game that is mandatory. You just play whatever, you just do whatever you feel like, you know? My perspective on this game has like definitely shifted over the years, and the more that I realize that, you know, a lot of the progression stuff is just tied to the amount of time and effort you put in, and it's just like, well, if I don't feel like putting effort into some aspects, obviously I missed out on it, and but that's normal. It's normal to miss out on things. You can't get realistically everything done. If you maximize everything, it's just so much time spent, and maybe I prefer to spend my time doing something else. It's okay. It's okay to skip on things. Hydrate. Thank you. Haircut. Yup. In a month's time, I need to go to a wedding, so I cut my hair. Is that water? It has water in it. Check no EXP curve change? Yeah, we don't know yet for sure. As of right now, it wasn't in the test server, of course. At least I don't think it was. We might not get it fast-tracked, but if we don't, then it will be in like a future patch. I'm doing okay, just like chill farming on my Kanna. Not really doing much, kind of just waiting for Challenger World actually. I'm really keen to just make some videos again, it's been a while. I'm enjoying just farming on my Kanna though. Ready for 100k mobs every week? You know what? If I hit 100k mobs, it would be by accident. I don't know if I'll be like doing WAPs on that character. Farming in Challenger World isn't like super enticing, to be quite honest. I remember farming on my Ren, but I only really enjoyed farming on my Ren because I was so motivated to do fams at the time. I don't remember why I felt like that. I was just like so invested in trying to get a drop fam, and that kept me going for a while. It took me a long time to get a drop fam. Just a rare one. I was losing my mind. I think all the way from 260 all the way to 277, 278 maybe. I was just opening these rare fams as soon as I got them and just hoping it said item drop rate 60%. I was losing my mind. That was the fam rework? Oh, it would have been, yeah, you're right. We had the fam rework. I was so fixated on trying to get like just a normal drop fam. %50 is rare now? Yeah. Like you can get 50 or 60% from these ones. And that'll keep you going for a while. Until you get a large drop. Biggest RNG hard carry of flying a Roro ring. The guy who's going to be rank 1 in Rel is going to be the guy who gets a level 4 Roro ring. Or actually level 3, then he can upkeep it forever. Or level 2 even. And then hits like back-to-back green Especia chests. Then he will gap everybody in the server. Nobody's catching up after that guy. Yep. Will I do a prog series for Challenger World 3? Yep, that's the plan. That's the plan. So I'm gonna try my best to have like a pretty decent upload schedule, plus keeping up my streams. It might be a lot of effort, but I think it'd be fun. I haven't made videos in a while. Like I've been trying to like script things on the side, but it's just nothing that's really... nothing has really like impressed me out of the things I've tried to make. But I would like to share my prog. It'd be fun. Am I buying the passes? Nah, I'm doing Challenger World 3 completely free to play. You were missing 15 stars in today's X-Turn. What did you boom, bro? What? Did you lose 15 stars? CFB belt sup ring. Were you trying to go for 23 or something? This guy just got itchy for some gains, you know? You boomed the first 2 items, you know, you failed the 50-50 twice. Surely the third one hits. Spoiler, the third one never hits. Well, at least you can get it back next patch. Guaranteed. Feels a little bit less bad going for it. Zerk Daybreak to 23, so worth it. So you're telling me you could have boomed 5 items. This guy is crazy. Doubt he has the money to go for it. That's true. So much for saving for Shining Star Force. Don't worry, I'm getting there. I will hit this 300 bill savings goal. Just need to wait for boss reset. And we'll hit that goal. You have 150 and likely not to have spares or tokens. Yeah, that's fair. Maple Story has like changed its the game has kind of changed for us in Heroic for sure. It's very interesting that they've made it. They actually did so many steps to make the progression in Heroic to be a lot more smooth. You know, I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, but the fact that they actually made steps towards making the game make more sense for a non-trade server is really nice. When is Shining? We're either gonna get it this Sunday or the following Sunday. Because they announced that they're gonna do Shining every 2 weeks. So we're either gonna get it on the very first week of the event or the week after, probably. Most likely second Sunday? I don't know. I don't know, in the past they've definitely done it on the first week of events before. It's happened. I really want to see the Shining on the first week. I am so itching to tap. I want my Kanna to make gains. I've been so, like... I've been trying to be good to not waste my money doing random things. Look, the only money that I've spent in the last 2.5 weeks were the ones that you guys made me spend. All the money that I spent in my symbols. That's it. Everything else I've saved. It would be nice if you get your gear back. well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. You're blaming us? I'm blaming the guys on Twitch. 2 people claimed the cubing option. Look, let's just ignore the fact that I set that as a possible claim in the first place. But, yeah. Well, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, there's also a few other things. Because, I'm really close to seeing my first set of Eternals. Like, the Eternals plus my pitch situation. This Kanna's gonna get strong pretty soon. And then, if I don't have anything to tap on my Kanna, I can start spending my resources on my other characters. Like, my Cannon Master could go for 22 Eternals. Same with my Battle Mage. Plenty of my other characters can go for more pitch as well. Like my Xenon is like pretty close to 8 set pitch. Actually 9 set pitch once it gets Emblem. Same with my Wild Hunter. Yeah, I got a heaps of characters that like I can make gains on. It's just a matter of going down the list of characters that I want to upgrade. The top of the list right now is definitely my Kanna. Xenon has badge? Oh, sorry, then it would be missing 2 things, so it would be 8 set. 8 set with an emblem. So I need the emblem and I need the eye patch, I think. The only characters that I have with the badge are my Battle Mage and my Cannon Master right now. Oh, didn't place it down. I would like to get a badge on more characters, but, you know, item drop's kind of rare. It's kind of rare. Just gotta get lucky on the badge drop. Easy. Yeah, I think for drops outside of the badge, I think my Kanna's only really looking for belt. I'm so far away from that though. I need 100. Oh, it's like what, 99. 99 Whisper Crystals. That's a lot of Whisper Crystals. Either that or randomly get a drop along the way, and then, yeah. I think ideally I would like to see a belt drop, and then I just save my Whisper Crystals for a badge. That'd be ideal. But yeah, looking for one specific pitch item is always kind of hard. No, a badge is dropping the second you buy it. You know, I actually have a small chance of getting the badge before I even get to that point because I run XBM on this character. Once the other guy, so one out of the two already have the badge. So we're doing the party, we're running this party together still to get the second person the badge. Because I was originally running on my Cannon Master, which already had one. So once he has it, then it's my turn. Valia, thank you for the follow, welcome. Still quite a ways away though, we're gonna actually see that guy's second badge first. Full prio for the thing? Nah, it's okay. I'm technically getting carried in that fight. I don't really care for the enhancement, to be quite honest. I think the agreement for the enhancement, originally it was my prio for enhancement, because I didn't have any other characters, right? Because my Cannon Master has a 22 belt. Originally, the hammer was my prio. But right now, I'm happy to just blink between the three of us. And then, you know, if they stick around after the badge drops and I'm still in a party or in XBM, I don't have to organize anything, and I stay with the same party, you know, it's worth the quality of life, it's fine. And they've been pretty responsive, like, whenever we are all ready, we just jump on a call, quick, you know, 15-minute run, and that's it. Easy. It's fine. You can trade the enhancement? Yeah. But I don't care for the enhancement. I know it sounds weird to be like, I don't care about getting best in slot, but, like, it's whatever. Whether I get it or whether the other guys get it, I'll be happy for whoever wins the blink, you know? I'm a kind of guy that's just happy for, you know, just seeing the gain. Either for me or somebody else. Hyperion? What's wrong with Hyperion? I love my quiet server. Now, genuinely speaking, I actually do like playing in Hyperion. I do like how quiet it is. And despite that, I think my guild is actually pretty active. For what I like, at least. I do miss having, like, access to random parties more consistently. Because I'm a lazy guy. I don't like scheduling things. I hate scheduling. But, overall, I'm pretty happy with the server. We'll drag you back soon. That's not happening. I'm not coming back to Kronos. I left all my I left all my characters out of Kronos to be here. I'm not going back. What's on my wall? You mean like the one over here? These are some posters that my friends gave us during our housewarming. Yeah, so you got this one here as the Dark Magician, and that's Dark Magician Girl. I used to be pretty into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in, like what, 2018 through to 2020? Yeah, been a while. Waiting on server merge? I mean, it could be a cross-world bossing, maybe not a server merge. You played the online Duel Master thing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Master Duel, yeah. I remember when that was released, it was pretty big. And I think right now it's still, like, pretty popular. Although I never played it myself. It's a very popular online simulator. It's crazy to me that it's like a different, completely different format in of itself. Full merge to drag you back to the dark side. You know, I'm okay being here. It's alright. Played the games? Oh, you mean like for the consoles and stuff like that? You know, when I was younger, I do remember playing like the Yu-Gi-Oh games on like the Game Boy. I remember doing that. That was a long time ago though. DS game? Yeah. Yeah, those games back then. It was so fun. Just, I remember when I had any kind of console games, I just played the same game like, just for a very long time. Kind of explains why I like MMOs. Because I don't really mind doing kind of the same thing for extended periods of time. Duel Academy. That might be the one that I'm thinking of. That might be the one. Hang on. Kind of want to find out. Duel Academy. Nah, the one that I remember playing was older than this one. The game that I remember playing was before GX was a thing. Yeah, that's a long time ago. This is like reaching into like the catacombs in my brain. I feel old thinking about it. Man, I need so many fragments to unlock Hexastat 3. Well, actually no, I shouldn't be unlocking Hexastat 3 yet. I need to unlock my Soul Hecate. Yep. I kind of want to use my first 5k mobs killed on my RL. I think unlocking Dusk or like Soul Janus immediately will be a nice quality of life. What do you guys think? think Soul Janus on a fresh 260 being the first thing you unlock is never going to be a bad thing. Especially if you, like, plan on doing a lot of Monster Park. Man, we're all going to be doing Monster Park. Dusk is just... it's going to be good. So I think I'll do it at least for the first one. I don't know if I'll do it anytime after that. But the first one, I think, is pretty good value. Can you farm it across server? Because I know you can do it within the server. Like, you can do the 5k mobs on your main and then claim it on your mule. Does that work cross server as well? Because that would be very convenient. I would love to do the 5k on this character and then claim it on the one on Challenger World. Yeah, I don't know if it carries over world. I know you can only claim it once per account, but does it get carried over per account? Who knows? I don't have any level 260s on, like, Chronos to test this. Gotta charge 150? Nah. Not for me. I am a free-to-play player. Yup. Not buying any passes for Challenger World. Oh, I ran out of points. That's so sad. No, that's okay. It probably just ran out. Not buying Genesis Pass? Nah. At least not for Challenger World. I want to play Challenger World completely free to play. Just for fun. I know a lot of people are wanting to get to Hard Kai, but eh. I'm just gonna enjoy my time, not worry about it too much. See what I can do without a Genesis Pass, without a liberated weapon. I want to see if I'm even able to clear Hard Kai unliberated with more time. Maybe not, but it's whatever. I know a lot of people really want, like, the quote-unquote easy Eternals and whatnot. For me, though, if I cared about Eternals, I probably would have tried a little bit harder on my other characters to get into these sorts of runs. I just come to the conclusion I don't really care. So I'm not gonna pay for it necessarily. Like, for those who want to try to get to Hard Kai as soon as possible, it's within your best interest to get the Genesis Pass, but because for me, I don't really mind missing out on those rewards, I'm just not gonna pay for it. Got Express Pass High Mountain Day 0. That is crazy talk. Hello Dre, how you doing? Rel can get epic dungeon whatever he grinds. That's probably what I'm gonna roughly do. I don't know if I'm planning on grinding on a Rel. I think it's gonna depend a lot whether or not we have a vac pet. If we do get a vac pet, it's most likely going to be on a Rel. And I'll just, you know, I'll see how much I farm there. What did I pivot off of for Kanna? I pivoted off of being a Legion main. I used to, like, just go between playing a bunch of different characters. I think before I was playing my Kanna, I was just working on my Legion. Like, I got my Marksman to 275 and I got my Hero to 275. Before that, I think I was doing stuff on my Corsair Wild Hunter, maybe my Ren. I don't know, I've been flip-flopping a lot. Same with, oh, I was playing my Kanna, of course. Like, when they reworked Kanna originally, they gave us a vac pet. It was pretty fun to, like, get my Kanna from, I think it was like 265 at the time, to 275. And now, I've kind of, like, decided to settle on playing the Kanna. Yeah. I've been mostly a Legion main though. I have an army of small characters that have been, you know, just doing bosses and farming crystals and whatnot. It's been good. It's been good. I've enjoyed pushing a bunch of different characters. Now my income is nice and solid. Can mess around and, you know, play whichever characters I feel like. Big money, I agree. It's nice. Just for you guys to claim the cubes. Yes. Unfortunately. Alright. Let's just loot here. I need to quickly go to the bathroom in a second anyway. What kind of mules do I run? I have 5 characters that can run, you know, up to N Carlos. I don't run all of them to N Carlos because, you know, it's kind of tedious. So, 5 Legion champs basically. And then 6 C10 mules. So these are my characters at the moment. I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I'm back. Alright, what should I do here? Finish the rest of my dailies. I'm not sure if I answered it. Those are the boss mules I was running. And... oops. And out of... if I finish all those bosses, I get about 70 bill a week, roughly. Pretty comfortable amount of income. But yeah, that 70 is like, if I do them as well. Yeah, 50 bill a week if you do your mules. Same here. 70 bill if I do all of them. I've been pretty diligent with it recently, so it's been good. It's been good. So that and also the changes to star forcing has made it like much easier to just save. I don't have to worry about getting the itch to spend right now. When the 20-minute changes make solid BM easy? Yeah, it's true. It's gonna be crazy. Oh. If you have 6 to 10? Even with 10 C10 mules, that's still 50 bill. If you want to like get your income closer to 100, you have to start pushing bigger bosses. It really adds up when you start running bosses that are worth 1 bill each and stuff. Like if you can solo Carlos, Carling, and Adversary, those 3 bosses is 3 bill, right? Yeah, for 3 bosses you get basically 1.5 C10 mules. Is pretty crazy. The money definitely goes up a lot when you do those. Because yeah, C10 mules at best will give you about 5 and a bit bill per week. But then for every boss that you do above that, like you can do Seren, Adversary, Carlos, Carling. Yeah, pretty much every single boss that you do on top of it gives you 1 bill. So what would usually be roughly 5 bill suddenly becomes 7 or 8 bill for each boss that you do. It's a pretty significant jump. Then eventually new bosses as well, that's true. What class am I? This is a Kanna. Alright, let me open these before I forget. See if I get any shining ones. Been pretty lucky with the shining ones, so I'm not expecting any. Oh, never mind, I got 2. That's pretty damn good. I've had a few times where I got like 0 for like a week. Show you the Hexa? Sure. This is what it's looking like. Most of the damage comes from these summons, which is why they're at 19. This one, it's not that impressive, to be honest. I know, like, some of the tables have told you to like push this higher, but I don't know, it's just kind of whatever. I've just been following the Hexa sheet. Otherwise, I just left this at 1. And then I need to unlock Hexa 3 though. I've got this and this. So I think my next step is to unlock Hexa 3 and also Soul Hecate. Pushing makes your debuff stronger? Yeah, it's just like the levels in between are so awkward, right? Yeah, it's like 1%. You haven't seen the change? I haven't played in 7 or 8 months. Yeah, this class is really damn good. I can show you the animations, yeah. Not only are the animations really nice, the damage is ridiculous as well. Let me see if I can... It might just kill my frame rate, but yeah, we can demo. What's a boss I can do that can actually like tank the first burst? Maybe like N Carlos or something. I do miss the old animations as well. I miss the old Talisman. Oh well, current Talisman looks like crap. I much prefer old Shiki. Old Shiki looks so much better. Oh. So most of it is like these summons, and then they all have like their own attacks that you kind of just press off cooldown. This is the origin skill. And most of your damage comes from your summon skills. There's heaps of like flashes because that tells you when like certain skills come off cooldown, but you can turn that off if you don't want it. And it's still a teleport style class. Honestly, this did a lot more damage than I expected. Didn't expect to do that much damage on my first burst. I forgot to ring swap, which is a shame. Yeah, I do miss the old art style because those summon attacks, they look really nice. They definitely do. But look at this. Literally throwing toilet paper. What is this? What happened to old Shiki? Old Shiki was like... it was so much better than this. It's so sad now. Like, this is the worst part of Kanna for sure. Look at this. This is so sad. Definite downgrade from what it used to be. Everything else is definitely an upgrade, but yeah, I do miss the old Shiki. Yeah, that was N. Carlos. Okay. I only have one of those left. I need to use all of my coins. Don't think I've used all my coins. Slot expansion. Can probably put it here. Sure. Still not decided. We can't go wrong with the non-KMS classes. You know, between Moshuan, Sia, Lin, Hayato, Kanna. Can't go wrong with those. They're very good right now. Alright, let's check. Frontier. Rest is done. Oh, that's sad. It's a common expedition. Yeah, that's alright. I'll do a common expedition. I'm gonna forget otherwise. You don't like how Kanna's main attack sounds? Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit disappointing. Yes, I love rare expeditions. Just a couple of blue pouches. I don't think I even win that. Is this a must do? It's just free resources. If you don't do it, then you miss out on some of these pouches. They give you good stuff every once in a while. Oh, what the... Yeah, it's just free stuff. You don't have to do it. You have the opportunity to get a lot of free stuff, but it's not mandatory or anything. Favorite aside from the obvious is Black Flames. Yeah, the Black Flames are nice. Alright. Ooh, I have one black flame in my inventory. I'll throw that on my Kanna in a second. Let's just use this. One day that Zerk will be good. You consider Dawn Warrior as a main? Returning from Maple after a while, have not seen guides and recommend do not. I mean, if you're coming back to the game and you remember enjoying certain classes and you just want to play those classes, don't be discouraged from just picking them, right? I will tend to encourage people to play classes that they already have an interest in. Obviously, it's not like, it might not be the most meta class at the moment. It might not be the best class in terms of damage or whatever. But if you already have like an interest in a certain class, just feel free to pick it, it's fine. I think the only one right now is that I think people actively discourage is kind of just Mechanic. I also hear bad things about Mihal, but I don't know if that's the case. I have never played Mihal, but I'd say genuinely speaking, Mechanic is the only one that I personally feel would, you know, maybe you should think about it a little bit more. Like, if you really want to play Mechanic, go for it, right? Like, I'm not going to tell you no if you really want to play Mechanic. But it's definitely my least favorite class I've played. Yeah. Specifically Mechanic. I want to see if, like, the class gets any better in Crown, because they do change how smooth certain skills are. Maybe that'll change my opinion, but as of right now, yeah. No, I'm not that big of a fan of Mechanic. And I do play a Mechanic as a bossing mule as well, so... yeah, that's my experience with it. Holy frame rate. But yeah, outside of that, I will just say, like, if you know what you're getting into, in a way, and you like the class, like, every class has its pros and cons, right? For the Hyperburn, you just want to pick a character that you actually see yourself playing consistently. And, you know, you want to try to pick a class that you kind of vibe with. If you want to pick a strong class, there's plenty of options for strong classes. You know, it's easier than it's been in a while to just pick a strong class, because the strong classes are much better than everything else. But if you're just basing it off of aesthetics, then it's fine. Just go with whichever you feel like. Don't forget last minute cash transfer, guys. Oh yeah, true. Cash transfer is on for, what, another day? Right? Yeah, one more day. It ends tomorrow after reset. Like 2 hours after reset. Oh, sure. What am I burning? I'll be playing a rel for the Challenger World. The new class. It just looks like fun to play the new class. Can you transfer pets? Yeah. I think the only pets that you can't transfer are like the hats. I'm pretty sure you can't transfer the Terrablink pet. There might be a few other pets that you can't transfer, but for the most part, if you had like bought any pets, you should be able to transfer it across. If you guys are still like trying to decide on your outfits as well for your characters, you have like another 12 or so hours to move your cosmetics around. Killer black heart pits are character bound? Oh, these, yeah. Cannot move into the cash inventory for whatever reason. Why do I have 230 bills saved? Well, actually I have 228 bill because certain people in my Twitch stream claimed some cubes, made me spend money. So actually it's not 230 anymore. But the real thing is, yeah, I actually don't have anything to spend on because the new Star Forcing update has got me really excited. Like, I have no reason to spend my money until the next Shining because I want to guarantee get my pitch to 22. That's what I want. I want 22-star pitch. I like how I started whapping, but I forgot to pop my consumables. Genius. Yeah, the new Star Forcing system made it like so easy for me to save. I have no incentive to spend in the slightest. Anything below is W to hit 21. Honestly, just go straight to 22. If you can afford it. It's so cheap compared to what it is right now. Like, it's only like a very slight percentage more expensive to get to 22 compared to what it is right now, without without any risk of booming. Like, if you are thinking of 22ing any item, you just safeguard 20 to 22. It's a no-brainer now. Obviously, there is variance. You can spend a lot because, you know, 8% chance of success. It is what it is. But it's nice not having to worry about things blowing up from 21 to 22, because that was always the worst. Well, one, tapping your items from 20 to 21 and it blowing up is already sad. But then it's also like, you do that a few times, then you finally get to 21 and then it blows up from 21 to 22. It's just such a pain. So now you can just safeguard the whole way, don't have to deal with the hassle anymore. It's so good. Genuinely looking forward to the new Star Forcing thing. Like, I might just tap some items before the Shining because I'm excited to make some gains, but realistically I should be waiting for Shining. I might scratch that itch right at the beginning. Depends on when Shining is. If Shining is on week 2, then I might tap a little bit. If Shining is on week 1, then I just hold. Do we have to claim EXP coupons before reset? I'm not sure. Are you talking about like the boss? Like these ones for the boss? They last for a week after you open them. If that matters. Is Ride the Lightning soon? Yeah, like 2 days? We need to wait for Shine to see how it works. I'm expecting to be told how it works in the patch notes. That's why. I'm expecting them to explain how it interacts with the enhancements in the patch notes. And based off of the information we get there, that's when we make our decisions. The MVP weekly perks? Ah, I wouldn't know. I haven't been MVP bronze in a very long time. Reduce the full cost by 30%? Yeah, that would be amazing. Because it doesn't apply to safeguarding, but enhancement tiers are not safeguarding, technically, right? Technically, it's not safeguarding. If it's just straight up 30% across the board, Shining is a fantastic event. There's so much saving. Yeah, this is Kanna. I'm currently grinding on my Kanna at the moment. Yeah, I do agree that 8% is low. I also agree that 6.5 times the base cost is quite high. But in comparison to how rare the item is, it's definitely still worth the cost. It doesn't feel good to spend 50 bill and not go up a star if you get unlucky. But to be honest, it's not that different from what people already do when it comes to cubing. Right? There's plenty of people who spend 50 bill on their cubes and they get literally nothing out of it. So what's the difference here? You're just paying for like hopefully hitting something. It hasn't really changed, right? And also, I'll take any kind of cost to not blow up the ET. For the most part. At the end of the day, you make the call whether or not you want to take that gamble or not. Players are now accountable for their own choices for risk mitigation. Look, if you decide to tap your items without safeguard and you blow them up, now that's on you now. If you don't want to tap because it's too expensive, that's also valid. It's also valid. At the end of the day, this sort of system is good because it gives players a choice on what they want to do. You either pay a lot of money to guarantee things going to the next star, sort of. You know, paying extra money to go for these gains. Or you can gamble it. And it's up to you to make that decision. It's such a casino? It always has been. It always has been. MapleStory has always just been a big old casino with hidden behind cute characters and big damage numbers. That's what's been since the beginning. We're all here for that experience. Almost got missed info that the change was in July. No. The change is in 3 days. Or 2 days. You know, whenever the new patches. Whenever the new patches. Cubing is just a slot machine. It literally is. Yeah, it even has the 3 options. Hydrate. Thank you. When it comes to these sorts of things about spending your currencies, I think a lot of players are pretty happy knowing that certain things are guaranteed. Also, thank you for the follow. Does Hero have TP? It doesn't have TP, but it has 2 kinds of dashes. And one of them is like really, really long. It's like literally across the map. So it's not a teleport because you can't like go through certain mechanics, but it's pretty quick and has a long range. What are my thoughts on Kanna? Unfortunately, I can't really input on Kanna. I've only ever played one to like level 210 for its like Legion block or Link skill. I don't have any experience playing the class properly. I know that it's like pretty strong. You know what? I don't even know how it actually plays anymore. I used to be under the impression it was a burst class, but is that true? I don't even know. I am a very combo averse guy. I don't want to play complex classes personally. People don't also realize that blowing up and having to go back to whatever star ate so much money. You know, the new changes is giving me like mad deja vu from when they made the previous change where the stars couldn't go back down. Isn't this just like a bit of a copy-paste of people's reactions? In a way? Look, I'm not saying that they're not completely, like, valid. But when people saw 19 to 20 on Eternals, 1 bill per tap, people were outraged. They're like, oh my god, I can do 1 C10 mil for 5 taps? You're kidding me? And now it's kind of the same thing. You're telling me I have to spend a whole C10 mil for 1 tap? But, you know, it's not like it was cheap before. If you failed that 19 to 20 tap, it's going straight back down to 15 and you know it. People pretending like it wasn't expensive to get back to 19 after failing 19 to 20. It really has not changed. They've just moved the numbers in a way that the cost is the same, but now that's like way more obvious in your face. That 1 bill per 19 to 20 tap really put it into perspective for people how expensive it was in the first place to Star Force your Eternals. It was never cheap. Star Forcing Eternals was never cheap. They just made it more obvious that it was expensive. Math average about to be the same? Exactly. But people don't see that sometimes. It's just a knee-jerk reaction to seeing, wow, 1 bill per tap? That's such a ripoff. It used to be 100 mil or whatever it was. But then, you know, they're not taking into account just how expensive it was to fail back down to 15 and then hopefully get back to 19. This is kind of the same thing, right? You're paying, what, 50 bill to go from 18 to 19, but then you're not blowing up anything. That's a big one, you know? You might not get to the next star, but at least you still have the item. I would much rather make a neutral gain, 0 gain, for the money that I spend, rather than going backwards. And that's the case, I think, for a lot of people. Nobody likes going backwards in their prog. Look, it's up to you if you want to, like, risk that, but now that you have the option to never go backwards, at least up to 22 star, it's a pretty good gain if you ask me. Can I suggest your training rotation in Cern's Arcus and so on? I mean, I think Kanna just trains like every other class. If you've played any other class with just Soul Janus plus Fountain, Kanna is literally the same thing. This class is not unique in terms of its farming. Like, what I'm doing right here, just about any class could do. Like, as long as you could cover this bottom section, like, a lot of classes do the same thing. I did the same thing for my Cannon Master, I did something similar on my Corsair, you know, it really isn't anything different. I wish I could tell you that Kanna has, like, unique farming aspects, but it really is the same as any other class. Yeah, Cadena is a DPM class? Yeah, it was see, I didn't even know that. I thought it was a burst class for the longest time. 280 to 285 is garbage? Yeah, it really is. I'm not loving my time here in jail. Yeah, if you're playing free-to-play and you're not getting the pass, I would recommend, like, mostly using Dawn anyway. Because, yeah, Kanna's Dusk damage is pretty bad. And in that sense, the class doesn't play very differently from any other one. As long as you're Dawn 2 shots, you're just the same as every other class, to be honest. Does it Dawn cover the top platforms? Yeah, surprisingly, yeah. I always thought you had to jump, but as it turns out, see, they tick the top platform. You don't have to jump to place them down. Two balls cover, 3 doesn't. Yeah, because it gets slightly smaller if you use multiple orbs. Did I just swap? I swapped around when the rework happened. Also, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I swapped, well, not exactly after the rework. When the class got reworked, I played it from like 265 to 275 just because we got the free vac pet. I figured, why not get to 275 and then make it a pretty strong character. And then shout out to Melvin, actually. I was kind of lost after I got some characters to 275. Like, I got my Kanna to 275, then I worked on my hero to 275, then I worked on my marksman to 275. And then I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't have a goal. And then Melvin very kindly gifted a vac pet. And I've been sticking with this character ever since, and now it's just a monster of a class. Like, legitimately, over the last month or so, I've hit so many things on this character, it's messed up. Like, I have 110 drop rate, I have a Roro EXP ring, what else? I have 120 boss damage. Like, that's crazy. It's just, it all came at the same time. This character is, what, a couple months off of being 9-set pitch? Or 8-set pitch, whichever one. It literally all happened at the same time. It's actually insane. Yeah. It really do be messed up. Hello, Pecco. Yeah. What else? 3-line attack on the weapon, 3-line attack on emblem. double prime on secondary, like, the story writes itself. All I did was just click some upgrades and the Kanna did the rest, right? I didn't do anything to earn this. I'm just living my best life playing a strong class, and I'm just enjoying it. I already really liked my Kanna. I made this Kanna, what, maybe 6 years ago now at this point? And I used to play it a lot as a farming Kanna. This was back when Kishin farming was the thing, right? And yeah. It's just a good time. I think Kanna overall is more fun than Hayato. I have not played Hayato, so I can't input it. I personally really enjoy Kanna though, because I like playing teleport classes, and Kanna's teleport, pretty damn good. It really is. Oh, and more recently I got my Raw. That was a really nice game. I'm not too far away from my first couple of Eternal pieces. So I'm like, what, 2 weeks away for Carling, 3 weeks away for Carlos, unless I get to see Carlos. I don't think I'll find a H adversary anytime soon. I also need to learn how to do H adversary. Second best in the game, first being Bam. I can see that. I can probably argue, like, I can see people saying Luminous' teleport's pretty good, but that might only be from when it's on Equilibrium mode. Equilibrium, Luminous is pretty solid. But yeah, I'm just having a good time playing these characters. Oh, this is how you know my Kanna is like an OG. Look at this. I have a transposed monocle. Look at that flame. 80 and 6. I also have a transposed Sweetwater pendant. 80 and 5. It's just my drop gear now. Yeah, I enjoyed this Kanna so much back in the day. I transposed Sweetwater gear. I just never got around to playing it. Because I spent most of my time on this character farming. It's just in Arcana, side path, or you know, whatever map we were farming in back then. I remember farming in like MF2 because I could never find a LH6 map. Yeah, it was a different time back then. Can you explain why Kanna is second? What's the difference? The main thing is that Battle Mage can teleport a lot more freely. A lot of mage classes can teleport up and down like this, right? This is nothing new. But Battle Mage is the only one that can teleport straight up with nothing above you. So you can like teleport like an up jump. So Battle Mage is like the only class that can consistently basically move around like a flash jump class, but it's instant. And you can teleport through everything. Kanna has something similar. You can teleport horizontally like this. There's a few other classes that can do this, but Kanna can do this as well. And that movement option is so broken. I think Zero and Kaiser are better for bossing. I can see it like being argued in a lot of different ways. But inherently, I can't say that Kaiser is better overall, just because it's not permanent, right? Like, I don't think Final Form is permanent. I don't know about Zero, I've never played it myself. There's definitely, you know, I can see it going in different ways. But to me though, like, Battle Mage's teleport is just so damn good. The fact that you can use it up to 3 times instantly just makes it completely busted. I don't know if Kaiser can do that or Zero can do that, but the fact that you can teleport in 3 different directions with basically no like delay between them, completely busted. Inherently it's broken. Yeah, I cannot be convinced otherwise. Instantly repositioning yourself in 3 possible times out of the 4 possible directions with basically no delay. Unreal. Yeah, Battle Mage can teleport vertically with no platforms. That by itself, you can cheese like so many mechanics. Like in V-Hiller, do you know how she has the blue stun mechanic? You can up teleport that. And then when she does her knockback, you can also up teleport that. So you can attack V Healer the entire time, right in front of her, doing your full damage and dodging everything. Just like teleporting up and down. That's all you do. It's crazy. You should set up a farming bot? I don't know about that one, man. I'm happy doing my own farming, but thank you. Yeah. Battle Mage is just... the mobility is just, to me, definitely some of the best. In terms of overall mobility, my favorite classes so far have been Corsair and Battle Mage. Like, when I talk about specifically mobility, I like those two classes the most. It's another way to save time? You're not wrong. But I actually do enjoy the grinding process itself. Maybe some people might find it boring, but for me, when it comes to playing MapleStory, I actually genuinely enjoy the grind. Hello, No Hands. How you doing? What do I do while not grinding? Eat, sleep, build Gundams, play card games. Mostly that. Just depends on what hobbies I'm into at the moment. Right now, it's just like card games and building Gundam. Kind of chose a bad hobby to get into because building Gundams is not cheap. Or rather, it was a lot more of a rabbit hole than I expected. Also, Toothbrush, thank you for the follow. Also, thank you, Alabog, for the follow. For me, I do streaming and content creation full time. And also, thank you for the Prime sub, appreciate it. If I could, would I transfer to Kronos? Actually, funny you say that, I transferred my characters out of Kronos. I originally was in Kronos. If you go far back enough to the day that Jet was deleted, I was actually the rank 3 Jet. So I did originally stay in Kronos. And when they opened up the world leap, I instantly sent all my characters into Hyperion. And I regret nothing. I genuinely enjoy playing this server. I know Hyperion does not have a very good rep amongst the online community, but I like it. Honestly, what I'm doing here in Hyperion is legitimately what I can imagine myself doing in Kronos. The only main difference for me is that I can't just randomly join a boss party. This is the biggest difference to me. In terms of like overall community, overall gameplay and stuff, it hasn't really changed. Like, I'm doing exactly the same thing as I would have in Kronos. The only difference is, again, this thing. Like, this is completely empty. I can't just be like, oh, I really feel like running Black Mage, or I really feel like running Sea Carlos. I can't just like start a party and expect people to join. The community is like too small for that. And people don't usually use the boss finder. But otherwise, like, I haven't really felt any difference. Like, if I want to run bosses in a static, I can just ask my guild. I can do that in Kronos too. If I want to, you know, look for further parties, I can like look into Hyperion Central. You know, it's the same thing. It's no difference. Might take a little bit more effort than you would in Kronos for sure. You know, given the amount of people in Kronos, of course it's going to be slightly more difficult. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I feel I don't know, disadvantaged in this server. I enjoy it. Why did I do it? I made my Battle Mage series. So I made a whole YouTube series starting fresh on Hyperion. This was when, like, a lot of other content creators just joined into Hyperion as well. And I just wanted to see how far I could take my Battle Mage. Just solo for fun. I soloed Black Mage, had a good time, and yeah, I enjoyed the company of the people in Hyperion. I just stuck around. And the rest is history. Well, hello, welcome. Can't just join a C Carlos randomly. That's probably, right now, my most annoying aspect of playing in Hyperion. Because I'm just like, I could run C Carlos, but I can't find a random party. I could try to join a static, but I'm too lazy to schedule. I guess I'll just do N Carlos. You know what I mean? That's like legitimately my main downside. Everything else is like, it would have been the same in Kronos, I feel. Run duos? Yeah, but I don't have a C Carlos duo. A lot of my friends who are able to C Carlos duo, they run in X Lotus. Not X Lotus, X Carlos, right? So that's not quite an option for me. I'm not gonna tell them to leave the X Carlos party to carry me C Carlos. This just doesn't make sense. Now, the exact situation that I'm in is actually solved by trying to get into said X Carlos parties. Yep. If I can weasel my way into an X Carlos party, it's all fixed. All my problems go away. But then it doesn't solve the problem of me having to pay attention to the scheduling, in which case, you know, I'm in exactly the same spot, right? Like, I don't want to be in a C Carlos party because of scheduling, but I could weasel my way into an X Carlos party. But then that also implies that there's scheduling. And that's me being optimistic. That's like assuming I can get into an X Carlos party in the first place. What a privilege to like get into a carry like that, though. Now, regardless, my main issues is that I'm just lazy to schedule, and that wouldn't have changed whether or not I'm in this server or Kronos. Like, yeah, you could argue if I go into Kronos, I have a higher likelihood of finding a public party to run C Carlos with, but I don't know about you guys. Running C Carlos in a pub 6-man party sounds like a recipe for disaster. I vaguely remember running just pub runs on my my Cannon Master back in Kronos. Like, this is before the World Leap. I still remember like running N Carlos in a party, and it was low-key miserable. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 systems up at a certain time, people not shooting up and down. It's just, what's gonna be different? It's gonna be exactly the same experience. You solo everything in Kronos because scheduling is a pain? Yeah, I think I would rather just solo N Carlos rather than scheduling C Carlos. If I haven't run my boss and somebody is in the guild chat, like sometimes Pekko joins, like he logs on and says, oh, we have 2 spaces for C Carlos if you guys want. We're running right now. If I haven't run it, sure, I'll join the party, you know? Like, I'm not going to say no to that. But I don't want to be part of the main scheduling because my schedule is also inconsistent. Sometimes I'm lazy. Like, oftentimes I end my stream and I just don't even play Maple anymore. Like, there's sometimes I just, like, sit out front at my house, just, like, bum around. You know, whatever it is. Good duo type. Yeah. Still, whenever I do these sorts of schedulings, I would rather be in the same time zone. Yeah, exactly. You said this yourself, like, time zone is cooked. That's also another downside of playing in Hyperion. Like, I can imagine for those who get further into the content, let's say you're trying to do like H. Baldrix, right? I'd imagine like the number of people who aren't in a static is going to be on the lower side, right? Anyone who's already in a party, they're going to stick with their party. So if you're trying to like put together a new group, it can be tricky because time zones become an issue. And then, you know, we're not even talking about if people get along in the party too. But I don't think that's an like unique problem, you know? Like in Kronos, I can imagine being the same thing. I don't expect people to be able to instantly form H. Baldrix parties. So you're still gonna have similar issues, although the number of players definitely gonna be bigger for these bosses, but I mean, at the end of the day, the problems are identical, it's just the frequency is higher, in Kronos at least. Wish they added cross-world bossing, that'd be cool. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't do that after introducing the World Leap. It would have been such a perfect like solution, if you can call that, to how crowded Chronos can get. Like, Chronos definitely can get pretty crowded, especially when there's like major events that aren't in a Challenger World. Because before Challenger Worlds were a thing, like there were so many like people just rushing into Chronos on a big patch, and it was like pretty unplayable. So laggy, right? It would have been such a good introduction to put in cross-world bossing, but you know, it is what it is. Population of Hyperion will just decrease. Yeah, it depends on like how Nexon treats the servers. I think Hyperion will, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it slowly declines. It also doesn't help that a lot of people are trying to encourage each other to join Chronos. I can't deny it, like there are definite benefits for going to Chronos. I find it now hard to recommend Hyperion just because I know people want to be able to randomly do bosses. If you want to do randomly do bosses, of course, Chronos is the way, right? I think Nexon, they can like try to do more incentives for people to go into Hyperion. Like, what if they did every once in a while a drop rate, meso rate increase, right? That's what they did to encourage people to World Leap the first time. Like, during that first Chronos World Leap, you literally had like 1 bill per hour rates while farming without a wealth. Like, if they did that more often, you would change servers if you were playing like kind of, you know, by yourself in Chronos. That was what it was like for a week and a half, and it was amazing. Like, every time you did a loot rotation was 1 or 2 fragments. Every time you did a WAP, 1 bill in your pocket. It really felt like it was insane. It felt so good to play. If they did that more often to try to encourage people to come to Hyperion, I think it'd work. People will complain, oh my god, like Hyperion players are going to start gapping Chronos players. I mean, you have the choice, just move over, you know? That's the thing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Nexon has kind of let down Hyperion by not giving more incentives for people to join. Hyperion's population would definitely grow if cross-world bossing was a thing, for sure. Whether or not they'll implement that, that's a different question. Chronos hates Hyperion exactly because they're getting gapped. There are definitely players in Hyperion who have gapped some of the strongest players in Chronos, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, you come to realize that no matter what, luck will always play a part in your progression, right? Can't deny it. We're playing, like we said before, it's a casino game. We're playing a gambling game hidden behind cute pixels and big damage numbers. That's all it's always been. Why is your house always getting nicer? Oh, I'm glad you think that, because that's exactly what we've been trying to do. This room was actually quite empty. Before I changed my camera angle, this cabinet didn't exist here. So we're gonna build the second one soon, so it'll be like another cabinet here. So then we can display some more stuff, I guess. We're like, between me and my wife, we build a lot of Gundam model kits, and they're starting to invade the shelves, and we're running out of space. So these cabinets serve to you know, help us display some more stuff around the house in a more dedicated manner. And it looks nice. I really like the way that the colors of the cabinet look against the wall. Maple is the gambling game? Yeah, pretty much. One of the first, like, kind of gacha games. If not the first one. I mean, in terms of gachapon, like the actual gachapon machine where you paid money to get items, I think Nexon probably was one of the first ones, if not the first one. I think that Valve might have been the first for like specifically loot boxes. I think when they introduced that to TF2, wasn't that like one of the first instances of loot boxes on the internet? I guess it depends on like what you would consider a loot box. Like in terms of an actual box, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Valve just because I remember reading something about it. But if it was Nexon, also zero surprise. With the roll dice for your stats, of course. Until you see double 4, your character can't spawn yet. You can't create your character until you see double 4. Zen stats you have to pay for? Yeah, Jet was the same. Well, Jet was our version of Zen. I think in Reboot you could pay Meso for it. I don't know how it was in Reg server though, but sounds like you paid money for it, like NX or whatever. You know what you just reminded me of? Like, talking about these, like, rolling double 4s. I don't know if you guys remember the days where Pinot used to only give you one Carnage treasure. Like, you got a single Carnage treasure and you couldn't get spares of it. It wasn't until quite a bit later when they let Pinot drop KTs, right? But you would only get one from clearing the prequest. And I remember on the launch of Zero, specifically the launch of Zero, somebody made a Zero, finished the prequest, and then tried to 22 the KT. And he would delete the character if it didn't hit 22 KT. And he kept doing that until he hit a 22 KT. That is dedication to Zero. I don't know what happened afterwards, but that's dedication right there. For some reason, that's what I remembered talking about. You know, your main doesn't start until you hit double 4. Yeah, Golix rings were like that too. You got a single sup ring, a single solid ring, reinforced ring. Wasn't until a little bit later when they made it so then you could buy it once per week. Someone did that with Adele. Might have been Adele then. Somebody did it. I don't remember the class, but it was a new release. I feel like it was Zero for the one I'm remembering, but I would not be surprised if people did that for Adele too, because Adele was actually quite strong on release. In terms of when I started playing the game, or like paid attention to the game, I think the release Adele was some of the craziest classes I played, or like seen people play. Zero sounds crazy because of the storyline. Yeah, maybe it was Adele. That'd make a lot more sense if it was Adele. But yeah, those were kind of dark days though. The fact that we had to do so many stories. Oh man, you had to do the story to unlock Magnus. Making boss mules back then was such a pain. You had to do Magnus prequest, Lotus prequest, Damien prequest, Pinot prequest to get the KT. What else? CRA, you needed to do normal Root Abyss 10 times. Holy. It just keeps getting worse. It really is. I think for Pap, you had to do the prequest as well. Like to even go into Papulatus, you needed to do the prequest. Golix prequest? Oh yeah, that was removed by the time that I started playing. But I do remember doing it at least once. That prequest was quite long. Yeah, we're playing a much better version of modern Maple, I'll say that much. There are a lot of aspects I'm sure a lot of people will miss from like old Maple Story. But when it comes to playing this game, I do appreciate that the current version is, you know, it's good. So many issues that can get better. Exactly. I mean, how I feel about MapleStory and like this era that I'm talking about, like back in 2020. You know, we're gonna look back at today in like a year and feel the same way. Like, how did we play this game without certain things? There's just so many quality of life things that we just never really considered that Nexon would fix. We just complained about it. There's plenty of things that people complained about that Nexon just never fixed, and we just assumed it was never going to be changed. Hell, like Guild Skills was like a more recent addition to, like, you know, it's only a 5-minute cooldown now, but there were so many iterations of Guild Skills that were just, in today's standards, completely unplayable. The fact that you had to stay logged in to tick down your G skills, terrible design, right? Everyone complained about that, but they just left it like that for years. "20-minute bosses? Yeah, that's the next one. We're gonna do our bosses. They're gonna be so much weaker. 20-minute upper limit. And we're gonna be like, how did we even do 30-minute runs? Hello, Truton. Welcome. Complain about the skill sequence options? Yeah, true. How did we play MapleStory manually buffing? Oh my god. I'm just looking at like I know my skill sequence, right? And this is not unique to Kanna. This is what it looks like for like half the classes, and you're just pressing all the buffs. Who remembers doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, bind, burst? Did you guys do that? It can't be just me, right? Back in the day. You're gonna press all your buffs 1 through 9, then press your bind, and then you can play the game. And it's even worse on bosses, where they can hit you during your like cast animation of your buffs. Now we press one button, presses everything. It's amazing. Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. We have skill sequences. This one button here, I can assign to a hotkey. In this case, F1. And it will just press all of these buffs for me in one go. And like, it's so fast too. That was literally like 10 buttons right there from one input. 10 buttons in like half a second. Insane. Try to decide if you're trying to get back into MapleStory. I just realized I skipped your comment. I'd say if you want to get back into MapleStory, in a few days, we're going to have a major update with the Challenger World introduced. And the Challenger World is like a fresh server where you can, you know, work on a character and there's missions that you do along the way. It's like very streamlined for new players, actually. And there's a lot of benefits for playing in that server. Just like, I'm just giving you like a very light description here. But the general gist is, if you want to come back to the game, in a few days we're going to have this massive update. Challenger World is going to be released and it's like the perfect time to come back and learn the game again. Does it level you up fast? Yeah. You gain 5 levels every time you level up from level 0 all the way to level 260, if you can believe that. And then from 260 to 270, every time that you level up, you get 2 levels. So basically, you're leveling up a total of like 17 times to get from 0 to 270. Because you go from 0 to 200 basically in 10 minutes. So if you want to come back to the game, it's a good time to come back. It really is. And if you're interested in like stuff about it, I'm sure there's a lot of guides going around, but for me personally, I'll be making like a playthrough of my Challenger World as well. So I think I have my YouTube linked to my Twitch. So if you want to like keep an eye on that, I will be doing my own like kind of progression series on it. I'm really excited actually. Challenger World, this is going to be the 3rd time they've done Challenger World. The last one I did, I had a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. You had no idea what was going on and how to play the character you had. Yeah, they got you to level 200 because... I know it sounds really intimidating. It's just a matter of power creeping people to the most, like, updated version of the game. Because at level 200, you unlock 5th job. Now, this looks terrifying, I'm sure, for like somebody who hasn't seen this. They're gonna streamline all of this, don't worry. Don't worry about what you're seeing here, but this is just what 5th job currently looks like. In the next patch, it'll be much more accessible. So that's why they get you to level 200. You get all these 5th job skills. And then the reason why they speedrun you to 260 is because that's when we unlock 6th job. There's heaps of stuff to learn with the game, but they're trying to get you to the point where you can actually do stuff with that content. The game still is complex. Like, there's a lot of nuances between these systems, especially if you haven't seen them before. But then, if you go slowly into the game and just like slowly figure out these sorts of things, you'll realize that that speedrun is just to get you to like the most common parts of the game. Because they want you to get into more content, that's all it is. If you remember like old MapleStory, if I'm talking like, what, 20 years ago at this point, I couldn't even get to 2nd job, right? I still remember struggling with my 1st job. Nowadays, it's crazy to say like your 1st job is kind of like at level 200, like this V-Matrix stuff is kind of like your 1st job in modern MapleStory, if you can believe it. And then when you get to your 6th job advancement, that's when you're like getting into the bulk of the game. Because, yeah, heaps of the damage is unlocked when you get to these level thresholds. They don't want you to like grind in the early levels anymore. They want you to go into the newer content. Like this area here, this grandest area, this is all new. This is all new stuff. You've probably never seen this before, but that's okay. You just take your time, and you come to realize a lot of the game is very, like, repetitive. Once you figure out how to do stuff from level 200 to 205, for example, it's no difference from 260 to 270. It's very streamlined nowadays. But yeah, I'll say if you want to come back to the game in a few days, that update is best, and you don't have to rush anything. Like, I know it sends you straight to level 200. You can just take your time. You know, nothing's stopping you from leveling up normally. Nothing's stopping you from experiencing the game the way you want to. Sure, it might not be the most efficient, but if you're coming back to a game like this, efficiency shouldn't be like the forefront of your mind. You're here for a good time, right? Alright. Okay. I will say though that with that sentiment, I might have to end my stream here. I need to head out and figure out some dinner things. It's time for me to eat. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys had a good time on stream. You guys enjoyed the stream over on YouTube, please do give the stream a like. Helps me out a lot. And I'll probably be back around the same time tomorrow. There really isn't that much to do. Tomorrow, all the events are gone, and we're just literally in limbo, waiting for the day after. I guess we'll just wait for the patch notes. Tomorrow can be exciting. We'll get the actual patch notes. And yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys for your support, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Let's see who we can send you guys over on Twitch. Let's see who's streaming right now. Alright, lots of people streaming. Who do we pick? I guess I can just send you guys over to Jeff. He just looks like he's he's just grinding though. Well, I can send you guys over to Fox Arctic, which we will change it up a little bit. Fox Arctic, I recognize them as somebody who's joined my stream before, so why not? Alright. Take care, guys. See you again tomorrow.